everybody. Welcome to Little John Yarns and Karen B. Miguel. You might notice something different today. We are actually doing a dual live stream. So you may be watching this on Karen's channel or you may be watching this on mine, Alysha Littlejohn Yarns. What we usually like to do here is drink a little wine and talk a little bit about crochet. Today, a little, you're lucky, my box is just empty. Guys, before we went live, I had to squeeze the bladder. That's how class I am, out of my box of wine just to get me a little cup. But today, we're not just talking about crochet. We're going to be talking about starting your own crochet business. Last week and the week before, you might have noticed on my Facebook page, and my YouTube community channel, that I was asking you questions. What are some of the problems that you're facing starting your own crochet business? Or if you wanted to know how to make this hobby a career, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And Karen, if you don't know who she is the most amazing crochet hustler I know. You are. I've seen her crochet with the stars. Check out her Instagram. She has taken her handmade crochet business into, I'm not going to tell her figures, but she's made some figures out of her crochet business. So hi, Karen. How are you today? That was a long intro.
Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate your intro, and I'm good. Thank you. And guys, if you're watching on my channel, like Alysha said, we are on like a joint thing, and it's pretty cool because it was kind of funny because this was the first time we technically did this. And if you watched us on when we were trying to figure out the technology, I mean, that could have been a show in itself, but we made it here, and I think you can hear all of us, so that's a good sign. And yeah, today we thought we'd do a joint like broadcast and talk about like crochet business and crochet like life and everything crochet, and just kind of bounce off of each other because we have so many of the same interests, and I just love talking about that. I could talk about it all day. I've told like you guys and my students, like whenever we get started with business stuff, I mean, you got to stop me from talking about it. So I appreciate you mentioning how my hustle and that sort of thing. But yeah, I got started. For those of you who are tuning in on Alysha's channel, I'm Karen V. Miguel. If you haven't already followed me on my YouTube channel, you can look me up there, Karen B. Miguel. It's in probably Alysha's link. And if you're on my channel, then you're here. and I got started with crochet, like actually when I was, should I go into like my background part already? But like,
if you want to, go ahead. Yeah. Oh, but guys, just so you know, me personally right now, if anybody donates to the live stream, I'm giving away patterns to my crochet shop. And also during this live stream, are we going to do 2 giveaways or just...
Yeah, at least.
Okay, during this live stream, we're going to do 2 giveaways from myself and from Karen. So listen closely. We're going to ask you a question probably about 15 or 20 minutes from now. And if you can, the first one to answer it correct, I'm going to give a $25 gift card. That sounds good?
That sounds good.
Amazon. That'll be simple. Everybody shops on Amazon. That'll be my gift.
Oh, that'll be mine too. I will match your 25 because I would love that. I love giving away Amazon gift cards. It's like, okay, it's time to empty your cart or buy a good book. All
right, so guys, listen. All right, so we'll start about this whole crochet business. Tell me about yourself and how you got started. And when you got started crocheting, was there any difficulties that you faced?
Well, yeah. Well, first I got started when I was like a kid. So I started crocheting when I was a kid, and then I just crocheted through my adulthood. If you watched Alysha's interview when she interviewed me way back, you know that it's always more or less been a hobby. And then like around 2013, I took the first stab at it while I was still working in corporate. And I opened up an Etsy shop and then just kind of grew it from there, created my first collection. I have a bit of a background in business, but not in retail sales up until that point. But since then, I certainly have established a lot of experience with that. But if I were to say what my biggest challenges were, is because I was always like more marketing and HR trained. My background's in that. So I love being creative, and I love being with people and being interacting with people one on one. But the most challenging part of starting the business was the intricacies of retail. Like
Uh-huh.
knowing everything about, I mean, I knew the theory around supply chain management. And if, unless you've been to like business school or read business books and stuff, supply chain management is everything that, like, from end to end, that has to do with like sourcing, purchasing, procurement, getting the best price, negotiating the best price. I had a little bit of experience with like negotiating because of HR, because I would have to negotiate people's salaries and stuff like that. But negotiating like products, volumes, things like that, and then the contacts, like in like in supplies for manufacturing and retail, like sales for things like that. I didn't know where to go to buy. I didn't have
Yeah.
buyer experience. I'd hired buyers before,
Yeah.
so fortunately I kind of had an idea how buying worked. And I, because of my experience at hiring expediters and buyers, I had an idea that, oh, okay, there's different ways to do buying, like consortium buying and one-on-one buying, trade show buying. So how do I find those for what I
Yeah.
do too? So I just kind of pounded the pavement like on my own, and I found wholesale on my own. Luckily, I live in Canada, and just flukishly around the area where I used to work, there were factories and there's factories and mills around Mississauga. It's in the Toronto area that sell wholesale and mill wholesale. So I was like, and oh my gosh, I should show you this. I just got this sample from the mill nearby. They have like every kind of merino and sparkly yarn.
Ooh.
Like, and they're like, okay, what color you want it dyed? And I'm like, what? You mean you can like seriously custom make it? But
Uh-huh.
I had to learn about like volumes and things like that, like minimum volumes. And then you learn about funding. And then from there, I had to learn about funding business, because
Yeah.
once you start manufacturing, you need to, like, or producing or hiring crocheters, you need to start paying for materials and that sort of thing. So to me, it was the ropes of the parts I
Yeah.
didn't know, and creating connections and contacts in those areas.
Yeah, that probably sounds so like scary and intimidating to most. I know when I first started, like before this whole YouTube thing, let's toss all this internet stuff out the window. When I first started, this was back in 2015. My biggest misunderstanding, I just didn't know where to start. I knew I had a skill. I knew I had this craft that people loved,
Mhm.
and I just didn't know the basics of number one. This is one of the questions that somebody asked. Number one, where do I start? Ground basis, begin the nitty gritty. What do you think? And I'll help when you ask questions too long. But
Oh
what do you
yeah.
think?
Well,
What is
first of
the
all, just in just in case like somebody has been under a rock for 100 years and they don't know who you are,
oh
guys. Yeah, I know. Alysha, how did you get started in crochet?
oh, how did I get started? Okay, back in
Yeah.
2015, I just wanted to make a little extra money, maybe to buy some shoes or whatever for my kids. And I'm like, oh, like I was just saying, people seen I had a talent. They're like, hey, why don't you sell that? So I got on Etsy, put my stuff on there, crickets, nothing. And I'm like, oh, I am not going to be a failure. There is some way to make money. So this is at the time I caught, things have changed now. This is not 2015. You remember how people were selling like Lululemon and like that lipstick
Oh
that
yeah.
don't fall off your face
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Facebook groups? So I'm like, I started joining these groups not to buy, but to learn exactly what they're doing. I'm like, I don't need to be an MLM to make money. Why don't I just take this format and just sell like they do?
Right?
And that's how I started on Facebook. And then I learned how to start promoting myself nonstop on Facebook and Instagram. And I just realized social media was the way that I started. My favorite thing to say when people say, I'm not getting any sales on Etsy, Etsy doesn't work for you. You
Right?
have to work on Etsy.
Mhm.
But that's how I
Exactly.
started. But it was so confusing. Luckily, now everybody, there's blueprints out there for you to follow. Karen and I were not so lucky, even though what I've only been doing this for like, well, online for 6 something years, but in the internet world, I'm a grandma. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, the thing
So,
is, we've been at it for about the same time, but in the different areas. Like I was focusing heavy on product sales, trade shows, and craft shows. And then
mhm.
you went super heavy with like you were online, you were at you did your blogging. That's why I'm like to this day,
See,
I'm like, it's lucky you're so good at that with the Facebook stuff, like getting like you're already established in groups, people know you all in those areas. And then for me, it's kind of like, oh, oh boy, there's like the world has grown in those realms, you know?
but the rule is still basically the same that I've been following. You have
Yeah.
to be seen. Put your face everywhere. You had no choice but to see me every single day on Facebook, every single day on YouTube, every single day on these platforms. That was my only true key. Just look. Oh, and by the way, if any of you have any questions to ask us right now, you can ask us in the live chat. Just make sure you put question marks in front of it so we can bring it to the front. Well, actually, if there's any questions on my end, I can't, since it's a dual live stream, it's weird. I'll just read yours out loud. I won't be able to pull it to the front,
Oh darn, that means I need to put it to the front,
but
right?
you won't be able to see it because it's your live stream chat. Does that make
Oh,
sense?
should I like
Let
for
me try.
let me
Nope.
okay, you
Yep, I
can't?
can't. Nope.
That's see, okay. Do you have a lot of things to start your Etsy store? So these are good because then we could pull these up. You know
Okay,
what?
let's
I'm
ask
gonna
it.
just well,
She
I'll
just
ask
asked a
you.
question. I feel bad. You pulled it up and we didn't answer. We have to
Oh,
answer.
sorry. Go ahead. Don't forget your question you posed too,
Okay.
Alysha, so I don't forget.
Okay, let me read this one.
Yes,
He
please.
says, hello, do you have a lot? Hold on. Do you have a lot of things to start your Etsy store? I always recommend people to start with at least 10 to 15 items. When people are online, they want to be able to browse. But if they come to your shop and you have one or two things in your shop, does it really feel like you're a dedicated business owner of your own handmade business? Or have more pictures in it, give people options like, oh, maybe I do want this hat in blue, oh, maybe I do want this bracelet. Make sure you have more than one thing in your shop so people can browse. What do you think?
I agree. I think well, when I first started my Etsy shop, I remember I started with I think it was like 4 or 5 items. And then
Hmm.
from the five items that I started with, first of all, I already knew enough about marketing to know that I needed a niche. And
Yeah.
if you don't know about niches, then you could definitely check our previous workshop out about how to niche your business before you get started, because in niching you can determine all like it helps you make so many more decisions easier when you know the direction you're going in. Having said that, I started with hats. I had an idea that I wanted to start with women's hats and women's and unisex hats. So I had um like 4 or 5 different silhouettes. I think I had like 3 different toques, which are beanies, and
Yeah.
then in Canada it's toques. And then I had 2 newsboys, and then I remember I had like this striped like unisex beanie idea in mind. And honestly, to this day, a lot of my designs have stuck. So what I did was what didn't end up selling, I would pull down, and then I would put new things that I would try and I'd see if they were popular. And then the ones that were popular, I continued selling. To this day, I'm still selling my best sellers. Like 2 of my classics are still in my collection. And then to this day, I still do the same thing. I add 1 or 2 new designs or different colorways or variations of things that are showing that they're selling well. So yeah, that's pretty much the rule of thumb. And now I have a bigger SKU. I can't remember. I think my SKU is somewhere between 60 and 20 products. And
Hmm.
then I have colorways for each of them. So that's what I end up that's how I end up doing it in terms of choosing how many to sell and what I do, and it just grows. And then when it gets too cluttered or whatever, then I just make sure that I can constantly curate. So I help my
Hmm.
students do that as well. I curate a lot of people's designs for them when they're not sure either what to start with or what to add to collections and that sort of thing. So yeah, I still do this. So that's how I got started. And that's kind of how you figure out what to start with. I hope that helps,
Okay.
Denise.
Okay, I have a question on my end. I can't pull it up, but it's my girl Vijay's Crochet. She says, "What's the best way to photograph your finished object?" You want me to go? Oh, you
There
can
we
see
go.
it.
I just, like when you say who it is, I can scroll through and find it.
So both of our live traps. This is
Oh, I just
awesome.
clicked it now.
That's
I think
cool.
I
But I wonder if it's my live chat too, or just yours. It's probably your private live chat.
it. You can't see it.
I can see. Well, regardless, let's read hers. Okay. What's the
Okay.
best?
People, we're keeping it real, really
Yes, we
real.
don't know what we're doing back here behind the scenes. We're figuring it out.
Yeah. This is how it works because we're mad as a hatter. Cheers.
And I'm yarn balling. Wait,
Yarn.
ching. Okay, for myself, how I photograph everything, I'm basic. I don't use anything fancy. I go to my local Dollar Tree and I buy what are those cardboard, those white poster boards.
Yeah.
My poster boards, the back. Or, okay, I'm going to mess up my camera view. I have this nice white wall that I use for absolutely. Oh, and I added this cool. Look at
Oh,
that.
I
I
love
added that on
that
my wall.
wall. That's so
But
zen.
that's it. With a little bit of like blurring of the background of Photoshop, pictures are perfect. You don't need anything more than a poster board and a wall. What do you suggest?
I agree too. And I love that wall that you photograph off of because you can tell that if you open that door, you get floods of light, right? And
Mm-hmm.
natural light is if you don't have like I that's how I started. If I didn't have a light, I'm shooting by a window or I'm
Yeah.
shooting on a porch.
And outside is always beautiful. Anywhere outside is beautiful.
I'm
Find a
gonna
good book.
let me see here. I have a video actually on how to shoot product shots from your home. Do you want me to
Put it in
share
the
it?
chat. Yeah. So guys, make sure you check that out. She's going to put it in. Like I said, this is weird behind the scenes. So I'm going to try to go to my YouTube channel, actually trying to see where my viewers are asking questions. I can't find my channel. Guys, I'm going to get there. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's too bad that you can't see the side thing. That is so strange. Are you on
But
YouTube or are you on live stream?
I'm on StreamYard looking at your chat, but now I have to go to my chat to look at it. Okay, I see my peoples now.
Okay,
All
maybe
right.
we can even bring them up too.
Wait, no, this is both of ours.
It is both of ours. Yes.
Okay. All right, next question. We've been bull crapping.
Okay,
All right.
here's the link to how to shoot product photos from home if you want to take a look. And it takes into account what's it called? What Alysha said, where you can get a photo board from like an arts and crafts store, put it in the background, and in the video I show you how to do it on a porch or by a window in your house.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Same advice.
Yvette had a good one.
Okay, so let me take
She's
this
about 10 from the bottom.
Okay.
Yvette Samuel.
Yvette Samuel. Hello, Yvette. She lives in Toronto too. I put my
another one she said.
Oh, Facebook and Instagram. Here we go. I want to know where I can buy yarn in bulk to save for my own business, Yvette. I can help you actually because I know you're in Toronto. She lives like in the city next door. I could there's a distributor. Actually, this distributor is in North America, and this is not an endorsed post, but you can set up a wholesale account anywhere in North America with Diamond Yarns if you meet a minimum of at least $500. So that's the thing. And I know some people are like, oh, 500. Yeah, I spend that in a month. Like in yarn, sometimes when you're going nuts making gifts and stuff like that, it pays to buy wholesale. Yvette, you can also get heavily discounted things from a place called Nitka, and they are also in Mississauga. And they ship internationally too. But if you sign up for their mailing list, they have like 40% off, like 30-40% off sales. And then sometimes they'll have like sell-offs where they'll sell huge lots of items for like 60% off. So you definitely want to get on their mailing list. I'll try and pull up Nitka's too. I'll be honest, Nitka was the first yarn store that I bought from who sold to me wholesale. They don't do wholesale accounts anymore. They just heavily discount. So you have to join up on their mailing list and get their coupon code. I put it in the chat for anyone who wants to take a look at that, nitka.com.
Okay. So this was another question from one of my followers.
Okay.
How do you find customers outside your circle? How do you market?
Okay. You want to start with that, Alysha?
Okay, finding customers outside your circle. Usually I start small. I start with inside my circle. I start within my Facebook and posting there and Instagram and all these selling apps. These are great ways to find people outside of your circle. Social media is able to put you in front of so many eyes. That's my recommendation. That's how I've been able. I'm not selling like Karen does. I wasn't able to get huge selling my handmade. My If you have any questions about how to make money through blogging, YouTubing, that's what I switched over halfway through my crochet career. That's my key. But that's what I use in that whole, how can I don't know how to put it.
That realm.
Whole thank you.
Yeah.
Whole realm being online. If it wasn't for the future 2021, almost 2022, you would not know who I am. Crochet 15 years ago was not like this. There were no crochet famous people online,
Right?
you
There,
know?
yeah, there's a number of them now. So it's like, wow, that's amazing.
But I know
My
social media can be scary though, for
Yeah.
some.
I remember the most crochet famous person that I knew was Lily Chin. And I loved her
Yes,
because she was Asian too, right?
I
So it's like,
knew same thing. I knew the double Dutch twins, the double crochet twins. They used to work for Red Heart because they
yes,
were black. I'm like, oh, I know who
yeah.
you are. And I was Marley. Did I know Marley Bird? I might have known her,
I've
or
started following her like in the last like 3 or 4 years. But honestly,
maybe.
my mecca, my what was Lily Chin. I'm like,
Yeah,
she's a cat, man. She's serious about crochet, man. Didn't she crochet for like Dior and like oh my gosh.
yeah.
Like I just love this woman. And she's like tough as nails, right? So I like her. Um
So how did you find people outside your circle?
okay. Well, basically, I now we're talking about like driving traffic and
Yes,
basically
marketing.
yeah, because I was okay at Facebook and Instagram was just a baby back then, so it was kind of easy to get traffic because the world was like TikTok where it was just kind of growing and I
Yeah,
hopped on it, right? So Facebook, how did my early techniques, and I don't necessarily do this today, but early on boosting helped a lot when I first was getting started, getting it beyond the inside circle. So what I did was when I boosted post, I focused on people who already liked my business page and people who are friends of those people who already like my business page. So I expanded it to this group. And then
yeah,
once I expanded it to this group and your following starts growing, then you can run ad campaigns. And yes, I spend money on advertising, but not a huge amount. Ask my students, like me and my students, we spend like $1 or two a day, but we expand it to like everybody who's similar to this little group will see our advertising. And that's
hmm
how that's how I build my marketing campaign. And then another thing is social media. So early on I tweeted a lot, getting it out there. And frankly,
yeah.
that's how I think I got my hats on celebrities because I would always, some of the hats I'd be like, shop this look. And then I'd have a look that a celebrity was in and I could totally make a hat like that. Right.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, shop this look. And here's my hat. But then here's a celebrity wearing a very similar hat to this. Right. And then I would say celebrity style. And that's how I kind of got approached by the Golden Globe Awards and the award shows because they were like, we
Pause.
want you to.
The Golden Globe Awards. Continue.
And and then they are the ones who approach me about giving, they're like, oh well, she makes luxury hats for celebrities, so let's approach her about bringing those celebrity hats there. So I kind of build an implied like credibility. Well, it was luxury hats, but like of
Fake it till
styling.
you make it.
Yeah, but it's obvious these hats look good on the celebrities,
hmm
so they're probably going to want them. And the truth is, celebrities, they love hats. They want to wear them, and once they see you, so they will let you style them up, and they will love to keep your hat or get one. So anyway, that was how you back to if you're not on celebrities, I use Twitter and I used social media to build traffic, just show the products that I had, and then and then direct them to where you could buy them. And that's literally how I started getting people who I didn't know. I remember my first Etsy sale of the, like, you know, when you get that first Etsy sale, it's like, oh, this is not my
And your phone
aunt.
goes cha-ching.
Yeah. And then it's like, this isn't my aunt or my mother-in-law. This is like someone I don't know from like Missouri buying my hat. So yeah, it's a
Mhm.
rush. And to this day, you know, then it becomes like second nature to get sales from people that you don't know. So that's how you got to build that circle, but you have to post regularly so the people
Regularly.
who follow you get used to seeing you, and then they trust your brand, because
Oh,
it takes an average of one person to see your brand at least 3 times before they might like or even buy from you.
yes. Thank you. I used to tell somebody, it's like, keep on knocking till they let you in. When I used to post, like I said, algorithms are always changing. But when I was posting on Facebook within the Facebook selling groups, not like sell your handmade here, I was posting in the flea market groups twice a day, every single day. Maybe Judy did not want to buy anything in June, but Judy finally got pregnant, or her sister's pregnant in December, and she needs something for her baby shower. She trusts you to crochet that blanket because you've been posting nonstop. You're consistent. You're not this fly by night person. And by the way, guys, if you want to learn how to start your own crochet business and make money and turn your hobby into a career, you might notice a little ticker across the bottom of the screen. If you want to book a free business consultation with my friend Karen, thank you so much for doing this for everybody.
My
The link
pleasure.
is down below. And right now, ask any question from us. We're going to give you the answer. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Karen's not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to give you exactly how we make money right now. So make sure you put question marks in front of it so we can see you in the chat and pull it up to the front. So
Okay.
anybody have a question that you've seen?
Oh, yeah, there's more.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try my work my day way down from here. So I have about 20 baby blankets. Is that a good start,
Just
Alicia?
for me? Oh,
Sure.
well,
Yeah, we'll go kind of back and forth, and then
okay. From my standpoint, I didn't do craft shows and craft fairs or anything like that. So saying that I'm not doing that, I usually don't have 20 baby blankets, because usually when I sell something online, it's nice to have 20 pictures. If you made 20 baby blankets over the past year, 20 different pictures on your Etsy shop or in your Facebook business page or something like that. But I noticed when somebody says, oh, I love that baby blanket, do you have it in pink? And you made it in yellow, and
right?
you have to make it all over again. Having those original pictures at least once, I don't say make the same blanket 20 times. No,
Mhm.
no, no, no. If you're selling online, make that blanket once and tell them it's available in different colors. They
Mhm.
just have to request it, just so you're not wasting your time doing so many of the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And to build on that too, um 20 baby blankets. In the case where I would ever, like, if you have 20 baby blankets, this is what I would advise, is that if you plan on building inventory for anything, when you're setting up your business, you should at least have a foundation for, like, having had researched some more items more or less, and some out, like, at least some response to those items. If you've put baby blankets out there on, like, say, your social media, and you've got the most likes and comments on a particular one, I might make two in that color. That's it. Like, that's it. And then sell one, then back make the other one. And maybe I'll make two if I happen to get another two orders that come in. That way I
Mm-hmm.
feel a little bit more ahead of the game. But if you make
Yeah.
20 baby blankets, and say, okay, I'm gonna have 20 blankets in black, gray, green, yellow, and pink, and then I'm gonna open my shop. Do not do that. Do not do that.
I've done
Have
that. I've done it.
Yeah, and don't do that if you had no past history of understanding what it is that your audience is looking for, or by all means, who your audience even is. I know some of my students are watching, and they're like, yes, Karen will not let you move forward if you don't know who you're talking to,
Yes.
because you are wasting your time. If your audience that like, if you're putting out baby blankets, maybe your Like you need to know which audience you're speaking to. Are you speaking to baby accessories? Are you talking to people who are more interested in giving heirloom items or christening gifts? Are you like did the people who like all of your items because you're making baby blankets, you think, oh, I'm making baby blankets because my neighbor who is a, I don't know, like they don't even have babies liked it, then you got to make sure that you're validating what it is that you're making for your customers and who your customers are before you go building any inventory, because you will waste money buying
Yes.
supplies for inventory that won't turn over. Then you'll get desperate, you'll sell it for at or below cost, you won't even pay yourself for time. So if anything, look into researching who your niche is. That's what I would say. So you have 20 baby blankets. That might be a good start depending on how far you are with understanding your customer. So that's how I would answer that one.
But no, I like the way you said when you can't sell something, you'll end up selling it for less. This was a hard lesson I learned when I first started. I had all these scarves that I could not sell, and I put them online for $5. And my husband, he's like, "Why are you?" I end up crying. He's like, "Why are you selling this?" I'm like, "They just don't want mine." I just made too many. You proved that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And yeah, and you never want to do anything. This is why I started teaching, honestly, because I never want to be in the position, and I never want you guys to be in a position where you have to operate out of desperation, because it could shut you down. Like you could
Yeah.
end up spending all of your cash flow because you made a desperate mistake or you made a desperate error. And I admit I did this once. I overbought like almost $20,000 in inventory. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Can I tell? Yeah, go drink that. It almost put me out of business in my third year because I overdid it. Was it the best year I had in sales? Yeah, I hit six figures. But did I overbuy for the next year by accident too early? Yes, I did. But thank God I managed it. And
yeah.
yeah, we can get into like horror stories because I have a friend who's a designer too. And if you think you're like, dang, 20,000 guys, it doesn't have to be that big a number. But what scared me too was my girlfriend. I told her, I'm like, I told my girlfriend Anna, I'm like, I overbought like 20 grand. And she's like, Karen, that what's worse? I just did a department. She made petty skirts for girls, right? And she's
Mhm.
like, I made $30,000 in petty skirts for girls for a department store, and the department store was due to pay her 50,000,
Yeah.
and he canceled the order. Yeah, he refused the shipment, and they got sent
Oh,
back. Luckily, this is the stuff like when think about if you want to go this big, guys. Think about like you don't have to go this big. I love it small. That's why I'm like, if you've noticed, I'm more nichey now in terms of like
yeah.
luxury products. But if you're looking to go gigantic, you need a lot. Like this is, she was like, luckily she was that big, and she already had smaller boutiques that hadn't placed orders yet for her shop, so she was able to redistribute about like the enough like at least 30,000 worth of product to recover the cost, and then she was able to sell the rest of it online. Like, whoa. But you never want to be operating out of that desperate mode where you're like, oh my god, I made 20 blankets and now I have 19 left, and it's already like it's March, it's the end of December, like you don't want to, like, don't overmake. Stop at
Yeah.
20. Now start trying to sell it and establishing who your niche is. Good for you. At least you have the inventory at this point to go ahead and
Okay.
sell. So I put a new question up for us, from Anne Marie Tinley. Do you recommend placing your name tag on all your finished products?
I'll let you take this because I don't
Okay.
have finished product. I'm digital.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Your name tag on all your finished products. I recommend branding, definitely, because it establishes your differentiation from other things. Because the truth is, I know a lot of my hats look similar to other people's hats, but is it a Canada Bliss hat? I
Mm.
personally thought I know, and it's funny because in my earlier years when I had more imposter syndrome than I do now, I was like,
Amazing.
my customers don't care if I put a label on it. So sometimes I'd go to a show, half the stuff might have been labeled, and sometimes I'd be like, it's not labeled, I'll just bring it anyway. And then people will be like, oh, I really want this one, but it has no label on it. And I'm like, do you really need the label? They're like, how will people know it's Canada Bliss? And then I would be like, well, thanks. You care? But they care. They care. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna wear it in the front so I could show people where I got it. Because I know my coworkers are always asking where I shop and all that. Or I know I want to show off that I could afford one of these, you know? And so I'm like, okay, so do you recommend placing your name tag on your finished products? I absolutely recommend differentiating your product with something that identifies you as you. So whether you put your own personal name or you call it Canada Bliss, well, Canada Bliss, don't use it Canada Bliss because I've trademarked it, but your own brand name or your own logo, then you need to, it's part of the differentiation process, and you completely should brand your items. Right, Alysha?
Okay.
Or
I
I'm not
believe
good.
so.
Right? Do you agree with me? You better. I'm just kidding. But like, what do you think?
I agree with you, but let's say you're starting from -0 money. Hey, don't worry about it to begin with.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to make this a business,
Yeah.
once you're able to build the finances to raise the price of your hats, to raise the materials, heck yeah. I want somebody rocking the Anne Marie Tinley hat. That sounds super fancy.
Yeah.
I want to wear your hat.
And you have a great name. I would totally like, I would
fancy,
brand
doesn't
it.
it?
Pardon me?
It sounds fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Anne Marie Tinley.
Tinley. I know. And like, what was I going to mention too? Oh yeah, like to build on what Alysha said, she said like, you want to, when you're, because you could totally not put labels on. Like, say, I'll admit it, I changed the name of my company before I decided on Canada Bliss, and I had about maybe 100 or 2 rounds of labels printed before I decided on Canada Bliss. So I have something print, some of my old salad day labels where they're not even my company, but when you're, the best time to do that, like, don't not start because you don't have a logo. Totally. Like, don't not start because you don't have the labels. This is the perfect time for you to validate your designs. Validate if people like that shape, if people like that color. So yeah, you don't have to sew something onto everything, but then once you're like, okay, people like this color, now I want to make sure people know my Anne Marie Tinley hat from like Walmart George collection, you know, or whatever. You know, they're like, it's like that. So just make sure eventually, once you put the heart and soul into it, you're starting to establish an identity in terms of like your type of style, your niche, your product line. Get some branding in there.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of my questions. We're just going to ask I'm sure there's tons of questions in the chat right now.
Yeah, they're coming in like hot and heavy.
Okay, just ask me. Let me take the next one, whatever it is.
Yeah, let's take it.
I'll read it too.
Okay, I answered Yvette's question about where to get bulk yarn.
That's the only time I hear that you're Canadian. About.
Oh, which one? Which one? Where it's like,
you say about. It's not strong. It's not like the Canadian about. It's not that strong.
Do I sound like because you know some states in the US have really strong accents, like Boston and like the Midwest?
Actually, Pittsburgh has a very strong, I don't have one, but sometimes people tell me I sound Southern, but Pittsburgh it was rated the worst accent in the United States. It's the Yinzers. You going downtown? What? You going downtown? Are you going downtown? Crazy. But regardless, Mercedes. She says, I'm sorry, I go off on tangents.
You kill me.
Mercedes says, do you think it's better to start a Facebook marketplace when you're not sure how to sell online? I have so many hats to sell, etc. Yeah, Facebook marketplace is a great way to sell, and you can reach so many people. Yes.
Yeah. Facebook market is really helpful too. Like, then you, like, the thing about selling in marketplaces is you don't necessarily have to worry about an aesthetic. Right?
Yes.
If you want, and to get it out fast, but if you've already established a brand, or you want to establish a brand aesthetic, then you might want to you might want to consider selling on, like Etsy, or building your own site, Shopify site,
Mhm.
or or selling on like Amazon. Amazon, I'm not sure if they have like they don't have customizable like seller pages, so you don't even have to worry so much about aesthetic there. You just have to worry about like removing the background on those ones.
Mhm.
But sell any place that you think you might be able to move the inventory. The only thing is that you might be looking at a different price point, because a lot of people on marketplace also sell at very low price points, because
Mhm.
you're competing with people who are selling used items too, right? So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind. You're not necessarily competing with used, but yeah, just see. And yeah, okay.
Oh, and Karen, take a sip. I haven't seen you picked up your Mad Hatter cup.
Oh yeah, okay, let me put a question up and then I'm going to take a sippy sip.
Oh, I see
There you
Aisha
go.
Flores. Hi. Okay, Kiki Crochet. I use a photo box to take my pics. I actually always wanted a photo box, but Karen's my CBFF. She knows I am just insanely cheap. I don't know why. I just finally bought new lights that aren't workers' clamp lights from the hardware store. So
And you'd
I,
never, like, it's so funny you say you're cheap, because you don't look cheap and everything you make is
that's
gorgeous.
what he said.
Oh, oh my god. But yeah, but like everything you make is so pretty, and it's like that's why you never, like, I don't even consider you cheap, because like you're very good at making,
I'm
well,
like, I guess
you
I
don't
think
look,
I'm just
you don't look cheap. I think you're just prudent, I'd
yes,
call it.
I'm very frugal.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't have to be, because sometimes when you're looking online, like Karen says, you suffer from imposter syndrome. You see people, I'm not talking bad on her, but this crocheter, Melanie Ham, she is an amazing, beautiful crocheter.
Oh my
I
god,
look at
gorgeous.
her stuff and I'm like picking through the garbage of my yarn to find things. I'm like, why is she so perfect? Then I'm like, you know what? That's imposter syndrome. I'm okay. I can work with it, dry erase board, plastic, whatever I have. Go
It's
ahead.
a
You can read David. Oh, David, I love you, David. Go ahead.
Yeah, just totally start where you are. And like I'm just gonna he's asking about that photo, the photo video again. Oh, here it is.
Oh,
Whoops.
yeah.
I just
Oh, yeah.
wanted
We're
to
way
drop it.
behind. You can scroll past those. Sometimes those people that, well, David, he's still here.
Yeah, let me just double check copy. You're so swift at like getting all these questions answered on your
That's
lives.
okay. While you're looking, that's okay. I'll just read one.
You
This is
know,
from
I'm like,
David, too. He
yeah.
said, it's not a question. He says, I pick up accents easily. I used to go back to work with an accent after the weekend of British TV. Oh, I love me some BBC. I don't
Yes.
know. British comedy is so much different than our comedy over here. They're self-deprecating. Their comedy, there's always, I don't know what it is, but in
I love
America, or probably in Canada too, our comedy is about overcoming bad things and the great guy overcoming obstacles. And like BBC comedies, it's like you're the butt of the joke and you know it, and you're just living through life horribly. I love it.
Here's a good one from David too. Go ahead, Alysha.
Regarding my earlier question, shawl patterns seem to sell the best. I enjoy creating new ones. My YouTube content focuses on videos that get the most viewing hours, which I really enjoy. David, you're a genius. That's what I tell everybody who's trying to sell more on Etsy, who's trying to get more views on YouTube, who's trying to gain more traction. What you need to do is create more of what works best. On my channel, when I first started, all I was making was hats, and hats was great. But something switched. People stopped watching my hat YouTube tutorials. Then I started making slippers. My slipper patterns went off the roof. So therefore, I keep making slipper patterns right now because of the algorithm. And I know that's what people like. Slippers has become my niche. I don't know how many times I can make a foot look different, but I've been doing it somehow, some way.
You can at least buy more of those silicone feet, right?
Yes, I love my fake feet. Oh,
They're the best looking feet. I had no
thank
idea.
you. I love my feet.
Those are pretty feet. I have
I
feet
know because
envy.
mine aren't. It's so weird. Look at that.
Look how
I
pretty
even get.
those. You know what they look like? They look like my husband's feet, because he has the prettiest feet. I know, isn't that odd? Not that they're French manicured, but
I know.
he's got beautiful. I have terrible feet. My feet I got from my dad. He got
Me too.
I prayed that when we had a little girl that she would have his hands and feet, and she did. So she's got delicate, long, beautiful fingers and everything. Mine are like basketball hands that like, that's why I work with yarn because I'm kind of
See, my
heavy-handed.
hands are ugly too. Amazingly enough, for the past 4 years I've been on YouTube, nobody has criticized my hands until 2 weeks ago. I don't have pretty hands. Look at these. These are like nubs and somebody, they weren't dirty or anything. Somebody's like, you need to do something with your nails before you hop on YouTube.
What? No. You
I'm
got
like,
a comment like that?
I'm like, get off my video. I don't have pretty hands. I'm a nervous person and I pick.
Me
I'm not
too.
perfect. And I look at some people's videos and their hands are so beautiful and elegant. Oh, wait, I'm still here. I got beautiful, elegant hands too. I bought some of those too.
Oh, pretty. Yeah.
No, they're weird. They've been crinkled in a bag.
You need to put those in the microwave or something.
I don't use them because I'll use them once and somebody's like, did you Photoshop your hands? I'm like, that's just weird.
Yee. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do it, but I decided not to do it.
Oh, that's funny. Because, Alysha, you're one of the reasons why I'm not scared to do tutorials anymore if I haven't got a manicure. Because I'm like, I have way worse nails than like hands and nails than you do, honestly, because I also have discoloration in my nails and it's not a melanoma. It's just the way I am. I get stripes on my nails.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've seen a dermatologist about it, but now I'm like, I used to be so self-conscious of it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead. Like, I'm going to do me. Oh, look at this. That's right, Sylvia. Sometimes people can be uber nasty. I love Sylvia. She's so sweet.
What, you want to see something funny? My grandma told me this. She wasn't trying to be mean, but my thumbs look like big toenails. It looks like a big toe.
Oh, look at that. You're right. I'm just
toe.
It's like a baby boy toe. Isn't that cute?
And look, I'm still a successful YouTuber, and I got toes for thumbs.
I think you have very cute fingers, so don't be so hard on yourself. Oh, look, I went to the tutorial to which a phlebotomist complimented my veins but criticized my camera technique. Boo! Well, you shoot your own video, Mr. Phlebotomist.
How dare you?
That's
creepy.
Would you like to share with Regina D where you get your mannequin models?
My mannequin, I need to do a YouTube video on this, but my mannequin feet came from Amazon, nothing special, but please be careful when you search for these feet because you'll end up with feet with weird holes right here for creepy men. I'm not going to say anything to get this video demonetized, but imagine what creepy men could use this for. Or creepy women, it doesn't matter.
Alysha. Oh, look, Reggie. Hey, girl. I once got a comment on a tutorial that I should be a pianist with my long fingers. Ooh. Oh my gosh, she's got pretty hands.
We don't like you, Reggie. Kiss my toenail fingers.
Oh my gosh, I just wish I had beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh, love you both. Thank you, Sylvia. You're lovely too.
You're the best. I like Sylvia.
I know.
Be careful, circle 3. Oh, guys, if you have
this is a thing, right? That's odd.
If you have any business questions, go ahead and ask us now. We're here to help you. And if you would like to book a free business consultation, I've been drinking more than Karen. Consultation with Karen. Please click down the link below and she'll answer any questions you have and talk you through this business thing. And trust me, Karen, we became friends this year. I actually took her Handmade Success Academy class.
She did. She's a good student. You know that she's the kind of student who like shows up. She's got the pencils all sharpened. I'm certain you were a really good student, eh? You were.
You taught me so much. The biggest thing I loved the email marketing part. I've always had an email list. Because people always told me, hey, collect the email list, collect the email list. And I managed to collect this big, like 3,000 people email list, and it was just sitting there. I didn't know how to use it, how to create it, how to create a marketing calendar. You helped me with all these things, and I appreciate your class. It's helped me so much. And guys, if you would like any information about that, you don't have to take her class. You can get all this information free right now, but you would like to book a coaching call, click down below. Oh, we should do a giveaway. We forgot.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'll ask the question right now. Okay, it has to be, you have to pick the winner, the first one to comment the correct answer.
Let's do that. Let's use the thingamabob. I've got it. Okay, we'll use the hashtags. So let me do a quick screen share. Bear with me.
Share. Or do you want to do yours first? Because it's weird. I can't run it, so I can't.
I know. I'm sorry, my dear.
That's okay.
Share.
You're the best.
Oh, here we go. Here's my giveaway tool, y'all. Okay, so what hashtag you want us to use? Oh wait, you froze. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's.
Am I okay?
Yeah, you're okay now.
Hashtag little J. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. What's the question?
The question is, oh man, I should have thought of this earlier. This is the thing we should have thought about earlier.
Oh, can I ask?
Yes, please.
Ask one related to you. What did Alysha say was the first thing she started selling on? Was it YouTube?
While selling online? Yeah.
Yeah. What started selling online? So like, or shooting patterns for? Was it shooting patterns for? Yeah. What was it that Alysha said that she she was shooting?
What's my first niche?
Yeah, her first niche. Actually, let's make the word yeah, that's right. Little J and then space and then what you made.
Yes.
So we're getting hashtag little J scarves. We're getting hashtag little.
So do they have to put that in the comments?
Oops. Yeah, they'll put it in the comments. Oops. Little J scarves, little J.
And
I'm
the
not
answer.
Gonna tell you what it was. Okay, that
little J and the answer. What was my first niche that truly sold? Not the niche that I went into later, but what was my first niche? Does anybody get? Ooh, let's see. Oh, I see it. Wait. Oh, yes, they got it. I see it. Can you find the first one? Because our chats might be different.
Here, we're getting some in. Should I give them a hint?
They have the answer. I see it.
Okay, I see it too.
Should I give them the answer now?
Yeah. And I'll put the answer.
Hats, beanies, anything. Who is on my porch? It's hats. I got to answer the door.
I'm all alone. So guys, I think it is. I think it was hats. So, and that's what I was thinking was the answer too. So I'm gonna wait until she gets back, and then we'll do the hashtag draw on the giveaway tool. This is funny that she gets up and answers the door.
I'm a regular person. I can't get foot.
I know you're good. You're again keeping it real.
Who won my $25 gift card? Did somebody win yet?
Not yet. I haven't pulled it. So should I pull the hashtag on little J or little J space hats?
Oh, I don't know. Little J.
Everybody who commented little J, we'll just give them
a chance. Little J.
Okay? So here we go.
And the winner.
Draw. Who is the winner
of a $25 gift card?
Oh my God, we did that in harmony.
Ooh. Yay! You win a $25 gift card. You can, I don't know where you're watching from, Karen's or myself, but you can email me at littlejohnyarns@gmail.com. The link is down below. If not, you can email Karen. I'm sure her email address is down below in her box too. And that is the only way we can contact you. So please contact me or Karen so we can get you this $25 gift card.
Fantabulous. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
Congratulations.
Did
All
you
right.
want to were there some questions that came in beforehand that we haven't touched on yet?
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, let's see. You guys have any business questions? Actually, where's my phone so I can ask questions? Somebody asked before. Give me a
With
second. All
Nubia,
right,
congrats. Join me in
here
congratulating
we
our
go.
darling.
Good job. We got one. Making people see the value of your crochet work. How do you do that?
Hmm. Well, there's different ways to do that. And a lot of it also has to um here I am. I just jumped right in. Sorry about that. But
Oh yeah.
I think I think a lot of it has to do with like you can show the value of your crochet work through the communication that you send out or you put out there into the world. Like if you're already on a social media platform, a good way to show the value that you have is to show the product, I mean, the process of you making it. And now more than ever, you have more tools to be able to do that, like in stories and reels. If you haven't seen my latest video on like reels and had a link to put a link sticker in your reels and stories, you totally have to do that because it'll monetize any story or reel you can do and point it to wherever it is that you're selling. You can put it to your Etsy site, you can put it to your Shopify site, you can put it to your marketplace link. You absolutely need to be monetizing your social media on Instagram if you're there right now. And then there's other ways to do it, like through descriptions, through well thought out, well written descriptions in your listings. Like this was made with hand, but with care, using 100% whatever, or tell the certain qualities that you've done or where you source the thing, like source locally from only Pennsylvania spinners, and just, things that show the uniqueness of your items. But you need to communicate that to other people, so you show people the value of it, what it is that you're making. And this even goes even further into when there's selling inbound, waiting for people to click on those clicks that you provided, and outbound, going out there for people who have liked your items, like DMing people through Instagram or through comments to provide them the way to buy your product. So, Alysha, what other ways would you recommend?
I've always said crochet is like a craft of love. Crochet, at least throughout my past and history with my grandmother and family, crochet was something that was given away. So therefore, it was never given a monetary value. Sometimes people don't see that. But like you said, you have to show people that this is a valuable item. Each centimeter is made by hand. You have to show each stitch is a work of art. And you can't do that by taking poor pictures. That is a number one thing that gets me. Somebody say, "Oh, I'm not making any sales," and I see your husband on a couch watching football in the background. No, I don't want to see that. You're not showing that your item is a valuable item. People don't wake up saying, "I'm going to buy a crochet hat." Nobody wakes up saying they're going to buy something crochet. But if you're putting a product out there that appears to be beautiful, the picture is well lit, well edited, people say, they'll stop scrolling. Oh, wow, what is this? I need this in my life. You have to tell people what they need. So
Mhm.
make sure your work is displayed beautifully.
Yes. And also, when you do decide, like if you end up selling, like I mentioned, on a site, make sure that your aesthetic and the way you've laid things out makes it clear what they've landed on. Are you selling baby products, or is your site a mishmash? Like,
Yes.
is it baby products next to some wooden spoons you've collected, next to some booties, next to a man's hat, next to a tablecloth, and next to whatever? Like, what?
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is if they land on your site, they don't understand quite what you're doing, and then they realize half of the items on there are patterns and the other half are
Yes.
products. They're just going to hop off because
Yeah.
people subconsciously won't put that much mental effort into discerning what it is that you're doing or selling and that sort of thing. Here's a
And
good
make
question. Oh, go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead. Oh,
No,
and
you go
make
ahead.
your description tell a story. I learned this one from Maya Luna. Her descriptions tell a story of the thing she made. It becomes something ethereal, like, I made this from the sheep shaven in the woods at a midnight hour. I'm like, I want to buy that scarf.
Yeah, on a full
You know what I mean?
moon. Yeah.
On a full moon, I'm like, oh, I need that. Tell a story. And sometimes with that story, leads to technical algorithm with keywords. The more words you put in your description, the more likely the Etsy, the Lovecraft, the Face, whatever algorithm is going to pick that up and feed it to the right person.
Mhm.
Okay, next
Because
question.
you have one more thing I wanted to add to it, because I just like I always hear stuff. I'm like, oh, that's a good. I got this. And to build on what Alicia was saying, a lot of people act on sentiment, and yeah, they act on sentiment. So they something that rings true to them, they will buy or act on. That's why things like crystals and astrology is also a huge niche,
Mm-hmm.
spirituality, because it rings like a significance to something internal that's not out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what we as handmakers have to acknowledge, and I know like people are like, they want to compete in price. Oh, my blue hat's not selling. I know I'll make it half price. That is not necessarily the best way to go about doing things, by discounting things, because you have to realize what you are making is a specialty item. If you have made this thing from end to end, it is a specialty item, and you somehow have to communicate how it's been made, so you can like validate and then can make an emotional connection with your customer why it's special. Handmade items are always specialty things, and it should never be value, like it should never be priced.
Yeah.
That is my philosophy. But
I
now,
guess next one's for me,
yes,
huh?
yes, please.
Okay, do you have a recommendation on resource to learn how to sell patterns on my website? Like, how do you set it up for selling things? Well, personally, why don't you start with something simple like selling on Etsy, selling on Ravelry? The first time you set up any patterns on Etsy and Ravelry, it is a headache. There's so many tabs and links, but luckily, there's always YouTube videos. This is how I started, that step you through that says, click the right link. Click. I follow it step by step. But because sometimes selling on your website, even for myself, I have issues setting up selling on my website because it can get a little bit technical. I'm
Mhm.
probably going to hire somebody so I can start selling directly from my website. But
What's the
right now,
platform again? What
what'd you
platform
say?
do you use? What platform do you use again?
I use WordPress. I can
Okay.
use a plugin. I used to sell from my site. Well, this is probably something we should talk behind the scenes, because once I start talking all the jargon, I might scare people away from starting their own website. You should definitely, everybody in the planet should start their own website. It's great money. But what was that? Oh, how to sell patterns. Start with Ravelry and Etsy. It's simple. Anybody who crochets or likes to make patterns, please sell your patterns. It is a great way of passive income. I've
Mhm.
created patterns from 4 years, 3 years ago that are still making me money today. Just follow a YouTube tutorial step by step.
I'm gonna put quickly. I hope you don't mind. I
No, don't
just
go.
want to for my viewers. I just want to make sure, because I actually have a Shopify tutorial, and if I know Shopify is like, it scares you because you see people who have
No,
amazing sites on Shopify, but the fact of the matter is, it's actually
easy.
so easy. Like literally, I put together a tutorial on my website, and it takes like like maybe 10 minutes to walk through, and then it's if you sell patterns on Shopify, you just literally upload a file to, like, you create a product listing, and then you upload the file, and the whole thing takes place there.
And
So if
there's
you're
probably no, you don't, because you pay for
I pay
Shopify monthly
monthly,
just for the
yeah,
platform. So they're not taking any money. Listen to her. They're not taking any extra. Etsy takes, what is
you have to
it?
pay a per listing fee.
Yes, there's a 20-cent listing fee. They take is it 3%?
I think so, like close to that.
It's like 3% of your sale. If I sell a pattern for $4.99, I'm actually making like $3.75. So whatever that is,
It eats into
Etsy
your
takes the fee.
it eats into your bottom line. But it's not a
Yes.
bad idea to get on Etsy and then point to your website as well, like in the thank you email. Here, I put
Mhm.
it out there: Shopify free tutorial. There you go. So, and you can try it out free. If you hate it, you don't have to keep it. But like, you might be surprised how easy it is. It's so easy. Like literally. I wish Dee Dee was here, because her and I were setting up her website to get
I
on a
love Dee
one-on-one.
Dee.
I know. Where is she?
Where is she? I hope Dee Dee. Well, if Dee Dee watches this live, she might not watch it into a whole hour in, but Dee Dee, where you at? I miss you. I missed her on our private live chat. I miss her. She's my buddy. Okay, next
Oh,
question. I'm sorry.
okay. Sorry. You maybe go to your list and I'll keep
Okay.
scrolling down the thing.
Okay, let's see. Getting her working on Etsy platforms. Okay, getting subs. That's me. I get. Okay, that's a
That's
question
you,
for
my
me.
dear.
Getting subscribers. If you're trying to start your own YouTube channel, YouTube is a tough platform. Many people think like if you become successful on YouTube, it's completely out of luck, out of pure luck. The reason why I became successful on YouTube is not because I am the best crocheter in the world. Unknowingly to myself, I found out I'm great with analytics and I'm great with marketing, but YouTube is specifically analytics. You have to give the viewer what they want. When you
Yes.
give the viewer what they want, or probably even on Instagram or any other platform, when you give people what they want, you will get more subscribers. When I put out when I did a YouTube video on the cricket machine. I love the cricket. It's an amazing machine, but my viewer says, I don't want to see that crap from you. I got no views. That's not what they want. And they didn't subscribe. I had people unsubscribe to my channel because of that.
Right. Yeah.
So the key is nothing tricky. It's giving people exactly what they want.
Yes. And then J-Hook commented too, I sell patterns and I have similar problem explaining to testers what sort of pictures I'm looking for. Many people don't realize what pictures sell. What's a good, what kind of picture tips would you give to the viewers, Alysha, your viewers?
Go online. Let's say you're selling a hat. Type in hat model in Google. Look, we are regular people. We can't hire models. We can't do this, but we can copy what we see online. If I see a high-end model looking like that, you're gonna
Because
see
that's
me
how they look.
on Instagram looking like that. You don't need a high-end camera. Actually, I have a beautiful DSLR that I'm working on right now. Most of the pictures that I take of myself are with my Android Xiaomi generic cell phone. It has a great camera though. I use with my cell phone. Selfie mode, or what do they call it? Selfie stick. That's what I do. You don't need anything spectacular. How to get your testers to do it? I haven't figured it out yet. That's tough.
Oh, sorry. One thing I do mention to some of my students and anyone who asks about pictures is you have to make sure it's well lit, first of all. Like that is the key thing. If it's dark, you can have the best looking product, but patterns or products have to be well lit. They have to be bright, and you have to be able to see the detail of the gorgeousness of it, right?
White light, not yellow light.
Yes.
Daylight. What is it?
White
65
balance can be adjusted post-op, right?
Okay.
So I think in my course too, I taught how to white balance. But in the photo thingy, in the photo video on my site, I think I show how to white balance. Any app now on your phone has white balance correction. You can just white balance correct so then it doesn't end up yellowy. Like look at I didn't do a white balance test before I shot. So I'm like walking yellow. Everything
is
in
it
this
all white or yellow? Is it white or
yeah, it looks like I friggin' have like 100-year-old paint on my wall.
Oh, it doesn't. Is it what color is it?
It's white.
Oh.
Dude, get your white balance fixed. Like it doesn't look white like your fireplace. So yeah, that's me. This is what happens when you don't white balance your photos. But make sure it's white. Wait,
we got a super chat. Wait, my bubbles are just going off. The lights didn't go off. Let me see.
Look.
Is that for you?
Showed up.
We were just. I can't highlight her. We were just talking about you, Dee Dee.
How do I bring her up? Hold on. I'm scrolling. Here we go. Dee Dee, we were just talking about you.
Hello,
you know, all good things, right? Were you here?
Dee Dee, were you listening to us talk? Wait, I'm on the wrong side. Here we go. I'm ready. Cheers. Ballin', Mad Hatter.
My gal. We were just talking about you and setting up your Shopify site. So Dee Dee's setting up her Shopify right now. Go ahead, Alysha. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot to set up my wheel of patterns before the end, but you can go to my Etsy shop and pick out any pattern you want, Didi. Actually, Didi's my favorite. You can do whatever you want, Didi. Send me a list of 8. Guys, you can feel jealous if you want to. Didi's one of my favorite people. Denise, you're awesome. You can pick like 80 patterns if you want to. Be jealous, guys. She's awesome. Maybe one day you all can be like Didi.
So sweet. Oh, so sweet. So what were we saying again? I don't find Shopify easy. It's like opening a store from scratch, from legally to finally opening it. From legal to final open. I've had mine for months and still not open. That's the thing about Shopify. You just got to take the leap. But like once you get the hang of the fact that it's drag and drop, then it's not so scary once you get it started. Like I'll admit, Gigi, I too had like was trepidatious when I started my Shopify site. And yeah, like you, I kept mine past the trial and I'm like, I know this is the better thing to do because you're only paying per month. And in the long run, I keep more for me, especially around Christmas time, because that's when you get your volumes. That's when you only have to pay your monthly and you get the rest, right? Unless they pay by PayPal or whatever. But anyway, like once you get it all established, like you choose your picture for the banner, you choose your products for the feature, and then you choose your pictures for whatever, and then you link in your social media. Oh my gosh, updating it for every season or updating any new product, my friend, it's, you know what, you just got to get used to trying it, because we get used to the things that are comfortable with. Like I out of security still kept my Etsy site just in case. And to this day, I have my Etsy site, but honestly, my sales are all through Shopify. Like I do everything through Shopify now. It's awesome.
Easier.
Yeah, it's totally easier. But anyway,
See,
let's go back to our questions. And Alysha, I don't know, are you available for much longer or
yeah, I'm
yeah,
having
okay.
fun. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, remember,
I've only had 2 sips already. I have to re-pour, but you
you
go
are
ahead.
slacking. I had a full drink. I'm already below the balling.
Okay, I'm pouring. Oh my God. Look, if I finish half a bottle by myself, then I'm blaming you when I have to fall asleep at 4 in the
You're
afternoon.
welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
And guys, if you have any questions for us, please ask right now. Anything about crochet business, how I'm great with ask for the online stuff, and Karen's great with the whole host. You're a boss with that. You're just amazing. But
you know what I want to mention too? This month I'm also going to do a marketing at all stages, handmade marketing for all stages of your business. So be sure to check out my website, my YouTube channel, so that you can tune in for that. But I would love to, like, if you're interested in some of the marketing stuff and how to drive traffic, then tune in for that. But Didi just got here. And she's I'm getting my info on Shopify and I'm really close to receiving orders. I'm certain you will, Didi. Good things come to good people.
All right. Like, you got a question, or you want me to get a question?
You go ahead, get one.
All right. Figuring out what people will buy and making it a hit, like custom orders. What do you think? What, that's kind of what we talked about earlier, just in case people just got here. Should you make a whole bunch of orders before you start your business? Like, should I make 50 hats to open my shop or to start craft shows?
Go. Do you have a take on it, Alysha?
I want you to go ahead.
Okay. When it comes to custom orders, what I would say is I would make custom orders available to an extent. This is what I found. Because I remember when I first started, I was like, okay, I know you want to please everyone, because like we're crafters, we want to make them happy with what we're making, right? But you can't waste a whole bunch of time like making different things for everybody. Because I remember one time this woman's like, oh, you opened up a crochet store? I have a tablecloth that I really want remade that my grandmother, I have a picture of. And I'm like, are you kidding? I am not making any tablecloths. Like, I'm not.
Make it real quick. I'll buy the yarn for you.
Right? Oh yeah. Because I only have like 10,000 hours of crochet time, right? No. if you want to go into custom, I would say make the sample in a neutral color that's photographable and shows the detail of like the creative project you've made. So let's say you're making a hat, like my reference is like, say you're making a newsboy hat or a lovely pair of like Celtic mittens. Okay, you have this gorgeous pattern. You can make the Celtic mittens, standardize as much of it as possible. So the design is your design. And they're like, oh, but can you add frills and then 4 buttons on the cuff? And you're like, no, because I would never do that. Or like, because don't let it hinder the integrity of what you've designed, first of all. Maybe to some extent, like if they're like, oh, could you not put the label on the back because it'll scratch me, or don't put it on the inside because it'll scratch me, please put it on the back. Sure, no problem. But make it as standard as possible. Like the detail will always be gray or cream, but the background will only be available in red, blue, or navy. And if they're like, can you please do black for me? And you have black yarn? Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't over make it customized, and be sure that it's your design and you're not changing the design, because that is time that you're spending changing designs and being not efficient in your business, filling other orders. You know what I mean? But if you decide that it's worthwhile to do something that you wouldn't normally do, like say, their hand is oddly shaped on one side, so they really need it to be wider.
Yeah.
Something like that. There was one person who had like an extraordinarily big head that I made for her. And to this day, whenever she loses her hat, she will rebuy the same hat in the same color every single time. But I make this one hat for her, and I had to change the design because the repeat didn't match up where, right, it didn't match up where the increase and all that sort of thing. So I made it just for her, and I thought to myself, I will make it just for her because it's worthwhile. It's me a review, it's totally worth the time, because it just like it makes your testimonials, like it shows how much you really go out on the limb and make a beautiful product for people.
No, I want to give you credit on this. How you said, create a pattern that's neutral and, like you said, basic tan, gray. I can never do neutrals. Your pictures are so much more superior. You have such great pictures.
Well, thank
They're
you.
like, I cannot do a gray because I don't know how to make a gray pop correctly. Your photography, your models, they're just like, did you get a magazine designer? What happened? This is beautiful. Me, I'm like against my plastic growing wall on my wall, like with my phone. It has to be yellow because this picture is horrible.
Alysha, what's funny you mentioned that, because it goes back to like, if you're doing something, guys, tell everybody what you're doing and own it and be proud of it. Because the way I found my photographer was through my dentist. I was literally having my teeth cleaned, and she's like, "So what you up to?" I'm like, "Well, I started this accessories business." And she's like, "Oh, my sister-in-law lives in your area, and she photographs for, I forget this, like children's clothing line called blah 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 Bambino, and I'll bet you she'll help you if I tell her to help you," kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a photographer. Other than that, my husband he and I would stay up till 2 a.m. and photograph my girlfriend who was a flight attendant.
Yeah. I'm chasing down my kids with a camera. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, on a white background. That was how we photographed things. And then this lady, she's like, yeah, I do product photos for retail. And then bam. Now she was, oh my God, I gotta give her a shout out. Lisa Vigliotta, she was just featured in British Vogue. She's my photographer. Just like, I just wanted to give her mad props for that. I know.
You just be falling in the roses sometime. Just accidentally tripping into the Golden Globes, tripping into photographers,
it's networking, truly. Because when I met Lisa and when we met each other, we were both in our salad days. She was like, well, I can get a model to work for product. And I'm like, okay, like what she charged me is highway robbery for somebody who's been featured in British Vogue. But her and I are like, we go back because we started together. And
Mhm.
like, I would give her and her kids hats. So it's just networking. Like, you stick with good people, you find good people. When you tell people what they do, she's super duper Christian, and we align with each other's values and stuff. It just works out.
Let's
So,
see. We got what was
oh,
Mark or Lillian?
oh,
Dee Dee,
sorry.
can't find you on Instagram. Hey, Dee Dee.
Okay, here we
You're
go.
from a Mark.
How would
How
you
long would you say is the you Ari?
go
How
ahead?
long would you say is the best time for YouTube videos? Is 20 minutes for a video long enough? How long a YouTube video is enough to get the point across? Nobody likes a YouTube video that takes entirely too long. If a
Right.
20-minute video can be done in 10 minutes, please do it in 10 minutes. If it can be done in 3 minutes, who cares? Do it in three. I have 1 minute videos that get 100,000 views, and I have 20-minute videos that get 100,000 views. It's all about getting the information out there in an entertaining and informative, quick amount of time. Just don't waste any time. Just don't have a long opening that shows you crocheting and looking cute. Start the video.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, maybe it's because we're both YouTubers. I have a pet peeve. I'm like, okay, this opening is like 14 seconds longer than it needs to be, right?
I
How
know.
long
I'm like 3 seconds opening. Just say, I'm me. Start.
Yeah, like even with my entrance thingy, I just it's like 2 seconds, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then done,
Yeah,
and
three
like how
seconds
do
max for it. That's what I read somewhere also. 3 seconds. I think it's 5 seconds, but I'm with three. You got
Mhm.
2 seconds. Hey, it's me. And begin.
Yeah. And I remember when I used to work at the school board, there was a fella, he was a communications coordinator, and he used to always say, brevity is the key to communication. People appreciate when you're concise about what you say, and you get done what you need to say and it's done, right? Nobody needs
Yeah.
over explaining.
I do get a lot of compliments on my video saying, you get straight to the point. Thank you
Yeah.
for noticing.
Get to straight to the point. People are going to click off if not. J Hook, it's not a TV show. What's
Not.
with the intro?
I don't want to see your family montage like it's dad, it's mom. Who cares? We
What
know.
do we do, baby?
With our love.
Did you used to watch Family Ties? I totally did.
Yes, that's why I was continue the song for you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ah, okay, makes sense. Thank you. Good, good, good. Okay. Oh, someone's looking for you on Instagram, Dee Dee. Lillian Wilburn. Okay. Give her a shout out. And then Yvette, where can I make my tag for my handmade crochet? Do you have any recommendations, Alysha? Do you have best practices for sourcing?
No, because I don't. When I was making my homemade, I stopped crocheting handmade items about 3 years ago when my YouTube started going up. But after purchasing my Cricut machine, I love it. If I was doing handmade things, I would do everything on this Cricut. It is the most magic. I can't even point back there because my mother-in-law took it.
Yeah. Oh
My
yeah.
mother-in-law, she took it a month ago, and I haven't seen it since. I asked my husband. It was her birthday the other night. Can you pick up my Cricut? He's like, never mind. I'm not going to talk because she might watch this. I love you, mother-in-law. Give me back my
We
Cricut.
do. We love our mother-in-laws. I wonder if you love your Cricut more than I love my Addies. I am like thoroughly addicted to Addie knitting machines. I
Did you
just
put that
got
thing in your link? The Addie knitting machine. Do you have it? Let's pull it
I
out.
do. I have
I'll
one
pull
right
mine out.
here. I love my Addie. Is Dodo here? I love this. I want to make out with it. Okay. I have my. Oh
If
my
you
God.
cannot knit
I
at
just
all.
got mine. I have this little cutesy woots. Alysha, I have to admit, I just watched your tutorial on how to cast on. It's the boss because
Yeah.
it's so easy to follow, but I can't get the hang of this little thing. But I really want to because there's some Christmas ornaments I want to make. So if you guys are on my channel, I totally am going to be doing Addie videos too because
Ooh, you
I
should.
love these. But I was going to say, Yvette, where can I take my tags for handmade crochet? Yvette, the easiest place to find a tag that's gorgeous just for you is Etsy. This is where I usually start. Before Etsy got really good at selling supplies, I used to go to Alibaba because they didn't have AliExpress back in the day. So But Alibaba, you have to spend a lot more time, a lot more money buying in volume. But what I would suggest you do is you go to Etsy, find someone who makes a tag that's just for you. Honestly, Alibaba creepers are masked as crafters and they sell on Etsy as well. If
Mhm.
you're wise to it, you know that there are manufacturers in China who pretend that they're artisans that make labels. So you can find all the
Yeah.
labels you want there. You just got to find the one you want. You want something that's like a little steel ball of yarn that has a thing and they're going to custom tool dye it for you. You can find that there. If you're looking for microfiber or leather, you can
Mhm.
find a seller that will sell you labels there. You just have to keep in mind that if you're going to custom make something up with a logo, you will likely have to pay a setup fee, you know, where they create the template. They create
Yes.
the template for you, and then once you make multiple orders, like, or order again and again, then you don't have to pay for the setup fee again, and then you just restock or have it printed on a different type of label as long as you have your logo or whatever set up. And again, guys, you don't need a logo right away. You can find beautiful font that just say the name of your company and
Yeah.
just get it, bam, right on there. Just get something on there, you know? It doesn't have to be too fancy, but I would start with Etsy because then you don't have to buy in large volumes. Because most likely with Etsy, sure, the prices might be a teensy weensy bit more, but you only have to buy in lots of maybe 50, 25,
Mhm.
100, not like 500 labels. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
yeah, go
Want me to
ahead.
do a question?
Yes.
Okay. One of the questions were how to get more sales on Etsy. Want me to take this one?
Yes, please.
Okay. Etsy is one of the most people say, oh, you got to do great SEO on Etsy. That is search engine optimization. If you don't know what that is, a quick definition, it's like breadcrumbs leading to the gingerbread house. You have to use keywords so you can find the right person that is looking for that item. But Etsy is very difficult. Back in last year, around June, I was making about $300 a month on my Etsy shop. And I was talking to my friend, Shanna Givens. She is the crochet diva. And I'm like, oh, my Etsy shop is making $300 a month. She's like, that's nice. Mine is making like 1,000. I'm like, oh,
Ooh.
instead of being jealous, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? I'm like, I went back to the drawing board and I redid my whole Etsy shop. I made sure I changed my banner for the season. If it's spring, I'm going to say spring line here, fall here, summer here, Easter. I make sure my banner is matching that. And every single, well, not my older listings, but more my newer listings, every single one has a video. That video,
Ooh.
adding that 10-second video to your Etsy link has increased my sales at least by 25%. I went from making $300 worth selling patterns at $499, 300 a month, to almost $1,000 a month just in selling patterns by adding a simple video. Yes,
Nice.
keywords are important. You can use E-Rank. I don't know if you ever heard that. Write it down if you're listening. E-Rank to help you find keywords. But that video increased my sales because somebody says, oh, that's a nice picture. It could be edited. They want to see that slipper turned around 360 and upside down. Then they'll buy it.
Oh, this is great, Alicia.
You're
Now I'm
welcome.
getting ambitious. I want to sell more patterns on Etsy.
Yeah.
That would
That
be
whole, I love, okay, I know we're doing all handmade stuff. I'm tipsy now, but if you want to know a little about passive income, I can help you with that too. I love selling digital items and blogging and selling books, and digital is the way to go. I love
we
that too.
totally need a video just for that. There's a seller on Amazon that makes personalized full leather tags. Oh, Jenny Beck.
Ooh,
So it's the person, Yvette, just so you know, look on Amazon as well. And then
hold on. Oh,
Naughty
go ahead.
Bot.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Catherine Kalinowski said Naughty Boss is pretty good at as well. Okay, so Yvette, check out the Naughty Boss because she might have some options for you as well. Let's see here, Gigi, you have two crickets now. Wait, oh, gee, you
Ooh,
lucky
she won
girl.
a cricket.
Okay, we need to talk because if you want to sell one, maybe I could buy one of you.
You know what? I am not sponsored by Cricut right now. There is no links down below. When I first got my Cricut machine, I thought Cricuts were for people who were naturally crafty geniuses.
And
But the
that's
Cricut
you?
machine literally have 3 buttons. It's start, stop, feed in the material. 3 buttons.
Oh, wow.
And it does all the work for you. I made so many beautiful. This cup. This was made with my Cricut.
You put that ballin thing on there?
Yeah, this was
You're
me.
so cute.
I'm
Oh
not
my,
crafty.
oh
I'm
my
a one
gosh.
trick Tony. All I know how to do is crochet. But now with my Cricut machine, I'm like, I'm Martha Stewart. I can do anything. It's
Oh my
wonderful.
gosh, Alysha, you're gonna make me want too much stuff. I already want a Cricut. I want a Cricut so bad. But now that I've finished my Addy collection, I just have to keep using it because that's I spent way too much money on building an Addy collection over the last little bit. But
But
let's
you
go
should.
to
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
let's go to our previous questions too, because those people who submitted questions, I want to make sure that we get to
Yes.
them too. Oh, you
Oh,
have them.
that
Oh,
was
the listed ones are from your questions.
I got distracted. My friend from
You're
work,
tipsy.
one of my first crochet friends from work. Her name is Erin Murphy. She just hopped into my live. Can you see at the bottom? Pull her up and make her special. She's the very last comment. Can you see her?
Let's see. Hey, I miss you.
That's her. Pull her up so she
Oh,
can feel special.
Erin.
There, Erin, you are special. You are on YouTube right now. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, can I tell
Yeah.
you how much, like, that's one of the reasons I started teaching too, like the human connection.
Mhm.
I admit, like, I miss my coworkers so bad. And like, are you feeling it a little bit, Alysha? Because like I know
Absolutely.
you
No, I
haven't.
hated on. Well, I didn't hate on. I should stop. They might be watching. I didn't hate all my coworkers. I liked a
But
lot of my
not
coworkers.
Erin.
Not Erin. Erin was one of the only ones who crocheted. Nobody, there was not too many people that you can talk about. And she was very like to the point, like, hey, this is how it is. She wasn't very coworker gossipy.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about her. And she was crafty. That was pretty cool. So okay,
That's
I won't talk too
interesting.
much about you, Erin. Thank you. And she's an actual person. I don't meet people who crochet, and then she went back to move to Connecticut. What the hey?
That's funny. I
I know.
remember
Bye.
I have crochet memories from when I worked in corporate too. And I remember we were putting together a basket for like a homeless family for Christmas time. And I brought in a hat I just finished because I was, just moonlighting and building up my collection at the time. I wasn't, and then my boss said to me, "You think anyone wants that?" And then I was like, yeah, I thought maybe, yeah. And then I know, and then I blew up a little. So then I was like, oh, look, some people want it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like people want that. Back to Erin again. It was 2017 or 18, I forget. But she was crocheting, I was crocheting. One of our coworkers ordered, was it like 100 hats and scarves for her family?
What?
So Erin and I, yeah, there's a picture somewhere on my Instagram with us
That's
surrounded by
amazing.
hats and scarves. She did the harder work. I can't lie. She did all the hard work. I made like 50 scarves on this machine. It was a lot easier. She made like 50, 60 crochet hats.
That's
It was
amazing.
nuts. After we do some other questions, I'm going to find that picture on Instagram because it's amazing.
I
Go
told
ahead.
my
You can do this one.
I told my husband if he doesn't buy me a Cricut for Christmas, I'm tipping the tree over. These are big threats. My question, after setting up a Facebook business page, which social media platform would you suggest next?
Me? I
Sure.
suggest whatever platform you're most comfortable with. Some people say do all of them. I'm horrible with Instagram at the time. Well, I still focus mainly on Facebook. Like yourself, you're a big Instagram.
Mhm.
Do whatever platform you're most comfortable with and you're having the most success with.
Mhm. I agree. And to continue with what Alysha says, like the nice thing about a Facebook business page is Facebook owns Instagram and it's already integrated with it. So if you already like Facebook business page, first and foremost. And if you want me to walk you through it or you need help with it, then feel free to book a consult. But
Yeah, down below.
yeah, down below, we put the links there. But basically, with a Facebook page, you're already off to the races. What you need to do is make sure you set up your Facebook catalog. Make sure your catalog is optimized on Facebook, because sharing to your friends and asking your existing personal friends to share it to their friends is a way to get a following. You can boost from within there. And then you also, within Facebook Manager Business Suite, can link your ads manager and automatically coordinate any sort of ads between Facebook and Instagram. And then if you post on Instagram, you can link your Facebook catalog to Instagram. And on Instagram, you can monetize your reels and your stories with a link. So like I said, I have a video on what's it called? Reels and stories, putting that sticker link in. Guys, this is your way to I can't even stress it enough. Because guys, before you needed either 10,000 followers or you needed to have the blue check mark and verified. So you need to be like some like well-known person to get the verified. And only then could you get the check mark and then be able to have that link feature. Now, last week, they gave it to everyone. Everyone. Yeah. So if you're on Instagram, you could create a story. And if you have a picture of like you crocheting a hat and then the final product of the hat or the final product of the purse or whatever it is you're making, you can link it wherever you want. Is it a pattern? Link it to your blog. Is it a product? Link it to your Shopify or your Wix or your WordPress site. You can link it just about anywhere. So basically, if you get it on Facebook, it has a great capacity to there's huge capacity on Instagram right now to monetize any site that you have or any product site that you have. So just even affiliate links. Are you big on affiliating in your like blog? Then put your affiliate links in the link in your stories and reels.
Oh, just in case, if you don't know what affiliate links are, affiliate links, if you promote a product like, I don't know, dog food. Well, no, where I said we're crocheters, yarn. Anybody that clicks on that link will receive a percentage. And can I share an image real quick?
Yes.
I
Okay,
want to show everybody that hat.
Let me show you. Which one is
down
this
below?
image? And
nope, that's me. Wait,
add to stream. This one.
There.
No, wait.
That's
no,
you.
That's you. Add to stream.
There I am.
Yes, there you go.
I found the picture where we did all of these hats and scarves.
Oh.
Erin, this is cute little Erin right here. She made all these hats, and I cheated. I used the machine and made all of these scarves.
You would have to. You would have to. Did she knit by hand all of those hats?
She crocheted everything, and the pom-poms. I think she said her husband cut all the pom-poms for her. Shout outs to Erin's husband for doing the pom-poms. But yeah, skilled. And still to this day, I use her hat brim technique on most of my patterns. So
wow.
I still use that. That was all.
Fantastic. Oh, here we have a few questions coming in too.
Let's see.
You know what? There's opportunity in that too. I just wanted to say, because even during COVID, a lot of my business that came in terms of like quasi wholesale were corporate gifting group, like batch items. Like I had a big order come in for a bank VP who bought for all the senior managers, which was like, thank you. And right now I'm filling one for just 20 hats but I prepackage and put cards in them for a IT company. Like, put it out to your existing customers if you know that they own businesses, that you also do corporation gifts too.
Yeah.
It's a great way to earn extra income in batch amounts. So let's see here. When a person gets cross-promoted to Facebook biz page, then I share it around Facebook when appropriate. Exactly. You can cross-promote on Instagram. And then, J Hook, I use Instagram, but I don't get it.
Me too.
Just watch the last video I made. Sorry. That's all you have to. It's so easy. I would love to show you right now. If we have time, maybe I'll hook up my phone and show you walk. You
know what I don't get?
What?
Or I'm not crafty enough to get? TikTok. I mean, I can probably talk to TikTok, but I can't who all those cool things that's going on with the camera. And now people go do this and disappear and become a model.
You know what?
I would do this and it'll be just me.
You're like, tick, tick, tick. I don't think it's working. Honey, help.
Well, I'm not pretty yet. What's going on?
You know what? You say that, and then like give it like 6 months to a year, you'll be like Queen of TikTok or something.
Oh,
But
no.
I know TikTok's just, I don't know if I could get into a whole nother platform. It's
It doesn't make
arduous.
me money.
The thing is, it's great at driving traffic now because you can get TikTok time real estate like fast. It's
Mhm.
just you gotta shoot little video snippets, you gotta import it in there, then you gotta use their native platform to put the words
Yeah.
in, and it's a lot of work. It was crazy. Steeler colors. Oh, here.
Yes, that's the hats that we made.
Oh,
Want me to read this
okay.
one?
Yes. Okay, let's work downwards now. We
Yes.
have Mark. What would you say gets more traction on Instagram? Regular picture posts or carousels or reels?
This is you. Well, you.
Right now, there's insane like algorithmic favoritism on reels. So I would say reels are pretty darn amazing. I have an intern who just did a crazy amazing like post where we got over in like within a matter of like 3 hours we got almost 2,500 views on the post. So they favor reels, and the nice thing about reels too is you can put them in your
Story
post,
and
and then you can even repurpose them for your post too. So it's a great way to drive traffic, but again, it's a traffic driver. It's not going to get you automatic sales. It's for the long game. It's for your social media driving traffic. Always have a call to action in mind, which a call to action is you have to have an objective to point your viewers or your customers to where you want them to go if you are selling a product, pattern, or service. So keep that in mind.
Here's a good one from Sylvia. Oh, you got one.
Sylvia. I went from 75 to 865. Wow. Dang, I wish I had that kind of growth.
Even myself, as I have a lot of followers on YouTube, I probably average about 50 followers maybe a month, 25 to 50. My Instagram
you
was
are being too humble.
No. I mean, for how many followers I got on YouTube, I have almost 200,000 on YouTube. I got 4,000 on Instagram because I don't dedicate much time to it. I need to.
But that's pretty good for like it being a passive growth. That's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Just like you and your blog, you didn't know you were growing on your blog.
Yeah. Well, now I know what kind of I'm doing. I'm like, I guess Instagram for you is my blog for me. Like I post there and I write stuff and I like doing it, but I'm like, I'm not quite sure what's going on. You know? So we have a good question from Sylvia. This is for you.
Do you have to pay to be an affiliate? No, you should not have to ever pay to be an affiliate. That might be a scam. But to be an affiliate is actually really easy. Let's say you have your very favorite yarn company. If you go to that website, like Yarnspiration, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page where it says contact or Instagram socials, you'll see a little link that says affiliate. This can be for many websites. Click on that and you can sign up to be an affiliate through them and you'll receive a percentage. I'm an affiliate and sponsor through We Crochet. I'm an affiliate through Amazon. I'm an affiliate through Yarnspirations. If you ever see a pattern and the yarn link below, it's an affiliate. I mean, this is my full-time job. This is how I make money. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know every time I do post it. But yeah, I'd recommend you doing it too.
That's awesome. We have another good question that's come up too. Silly question. It's never silly, Marissa. How do you know that my design is an original if I decide to design something? You shouldn't leave it up to me to read because I'm nearsighted and both farsighted.
Just wink and turn your glasses sideways. That's what I do.
Like
That is not a silly question. It's crochet. There are basically no original designs. There are, but there's so many ways that you can tie a knot. How can I put this? You can copyright a pattern. You can write in the pattern. The pattern has to be original. but technically, I know it might sound, help me with the words. When you shouldn't do something, but you're allowed to, morally wrong. It
Uh,
might sound morally wrong to create a pattern that looks like something, but legally, at least in the US, it is not wrong. But you cannot copy a pattern word for word because that is copyrighting.
right. You're absolutely right. Alicia has an amazing post on this actually on her blog. You could read through it because, like, copyright, yep, you can't you can, here are certain things you can copyright. If we're gonna, have a little bit of a guide here, you can't copyright written works word for
Mhm.
word. And you can also, well, you can't copy, I mean, because you can copyright legal
Yeah.
works from word for word. You can also copyright artistic creations. So, for example, paintings, original prints, artist works, things like that. And you're like, how does that differ from when you make a
Intellectual
hat
property.
or a cardigan or whatever? You can't copyright something that's like a utility use unless the design that you've created is highly associated with a branded content.
Star Wars.
yeah, like say for example, I made the sweater. Can I copyright that you can't make and sell this exact same pattern? No. No, yeah, I can't. You people all around the world can make this a billion times. I mean, I could write it out and copyright the written pattern. That is copyrightable. Can I tell you you can't sell it if you make this? No, you cannot. But if I am okay, say I make this and I decide to line it with like pink satin from like the fibers of only like the Himalayas or something like that. And because of this, everybody knows it's a Canada Bliss cardigan because all my cardigans are lined with pink magenta from the Himalayas. Then it comes like it's then it becomes like a Louboutin heel. You know how
Yeah.
like the
The
bottom
red
is,
bottom and
yeah, it's red bottom, a certain shade of red bottom, or the GG from like Gucci. The
mhm.
GG, those are trademarked attributes that are strictly linked to a particular distinctive brand.
Yeah.
There's nothing about this cardigan that people can copyright. So, and also you can copyright inventions. Like you can copyright the design of an invention, but that's about it. So
Yeah.
is it if you design something, if you made a hat and you're like, but what if there's something that's similar to it? Let me give you an example. I made a hat and I'm like, oh my God, I'll even tell you now, it's called my tranquility hat. I made a tranquility hat and knit spirals were in at the time. So I created a crochet hat that had knit spirals. Lo and behold, somebody starts posting on Instagram these crochet spirals. And then I'm like, excuse me, this looks very similar to my design. And the girl's like, I got this from Interweave. And I'm like, huh? I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Interweave simultaneously designed something the same as me. And I'm like, holy cow. But we both have unique patterns that are both not copyrightable.
Mhm.
So to this day, I still sell my Tranquility hat. It's one of my best sellers. It looks
People
exactly like something Interweave has previously written. And you know what? It's funny because if you read the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, it happens. Sometimes ideas are conceived of by many people at the same time.
people confuse copyright, patent, and intellectual property all the time. My
Mhm.
biggest gripe with most crochet pattern designers is if you're going to create this, you cannot sell anything from my pattern. You don't have that authority to tell whoever, once they purchase that pattern, that is their pattern. Whatever they create from that pattern is theirs, and you're able to sell it. So if you ever see that, do not sell anything made from this pattern. Don't listen. Legally, at least in the US and probably Canada, you are allowed to sell it. So don't listen to them. I know
Yeah.
my
Or just
copyright.
don't buy from them. Like, don't buy
Yeah,
from them.
they don't
Buy from
buy
someone
from
else.
us.
Yeah, buy from someone else who has a
Get
similar
my pattern.
pattern and just change it or like the way you intended. Because truthfully, there isn't a single pattern I've ever started that I finished that was that was the pattern.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's
there's. Do you stick to every pattern, Alicia?
no, because I like what
Right.
I do. I'm a pattern designer though.
Right.
But whenever somebody's like, I seen somebody take your pattern, I can care less if anybody takes my pattern and tries to sell it themselves or recreates it. I'm proud of you. Good for you. Make some money. But I know you can't make the same money with my pattern that I can.
Yeah.
I'm a
Or maybe
marketing
they will.
genius.
Maybe they will, even like even my students, some of them, maybe if they did, and I hope they do, I hope they surpass me, because I'm not at the point in my life where I'm probably going to be a bajillionaire, right?
You already know that. It's not about being a bajillionaire. It's about being comfortable doing what you love. Now we are both able to commit time to our job and commit time to our family simultaneously while running a business and doing laundry.
Yeah. And our friendships, right? Because we
And
got to have
friendships,
those
yes.
1 o'clock afternoon chats.
Guys, if you only knew the 1 o'clock afternoon chats Karen and I have, we're not as calm and cool as you think
No,
we are.
they're deafening. They're deafening.
I wasn't screaming at Karen the other day. I was talking to her behind the scenes. I was yelling at the imaginary person I was yelling at, but she was listening to. It was a
I'm
lot.
there. I'm there for you because because you're there for me, seriously, honestly. Because and yeah, it's oh wait, we answered this one here. Decide to see how I am. I just have to now I'm getting like I'm just gonna focus 1 second. Why do
You
they
pull it up, I'll read for you.
okay. Why do they keep
J Hook Crochet. Why do you keep making new platforms? Why do they keep making new platforms? What's wrong with the ones I have? Girl, Reggie, I be thinking the same thing. I don't know what's going to happen if YouTube ever shifts. This is what I know. It's all I know. If YouTube throws me away, I'm like, I got a blog, but I only know how to make videos.
I know,
I'm
right?
lost.
What are we gonna do? And then you know what? It's because they're trying to like wean off the people who are too slow to adapt. It's survival of the fittest. You can't do the
This,
tech.
the people who follow us are just as technically not as smart as us too.
Yeah, look at
So
me
they're going to
trying.
be on other platforms just like us still.
Yeah. And how do you trademark a pattern that you created? You can't trademark a pattern. Trademarks are for logos and names of companies. Yeah.
And you might be asking about copyright in the United States. As soon as you put pen to paper, film to video, you are automatically copyrighted. If you want to go to more legal standpoint in the U.S., you can go through the U.S. Copyright Office and
Mhm.
submit a paper. You can submit up to 15 copyrights at one time. But like I said, it doesn't matter. In the U.S., you're copyrighted as soon as you put pen to paper. It's done. It's legal as long as you have proof.
There was
in
an
Canada.
interesting caveat to that. In Canada, I remember when I was studying business law, you can like a roundabout way to protect yourself. I don't know if this works in the US, but you can do this in Canada until
Yeah.
you're waiting for your copyright. You can mail your piece to yourself so it gets time stamped by the post office
I
and do
say
it
here too.
Yeah. Okay. So it gets time to send it registered to yourself, then go ahead and apply for the copyright. That way, if anyone copies your pattern in the meantime or distributes it as their own and tries to make money off of it, then you can at least have the time stamped closed envelope of the registered mail that you mail to yourself, which is enclosed. I'd say mail yourself 2 of them. That way, if they ever require proof in front of a judge or like a notary, you can open it and show that the pattern is inside this time stamped piece of mail. So
Yeah.
that's a backdoor cheap way to copyright. And
That fixes my loophole where I says as soon as pen hit the paper, but what proof do you have? Mail it to yourself.
right. And then in terms of trademark in Canada, common law is that if you've already named your brand like bearded bass. I don't know. My husband's a fisher. Bearded bass, and you start using that trademark today, and for whatever reason you mention it in your blog, or you open an Etsy shop called Bearded Bass, then and you make like fisherman's whatever. By common law, because you've used that, you can show proof with where you've ever established that name, that it was established as of that date and you started functioning as it first. Yes. There's a company that started a cannabis company under Canada Bliss. And yeah, don't you love it? It's like, look it up. They sell CBT, folks. Anyway.
And hats?
No, Well, that's the thing. They started selling caps. And I was like, first of all, it was bad enough that I was branded the same. And I even wrote to them, I'm like, I asked my lawyer, I'm like, can I stop them from selling? They're like, well, you're registered under the category of crochet knit. And so CBT cannabis is not something you can trademark under. And I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, okay, we'll just leave it. And then a friend of mine was like, like people who like CBT like hats too. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm getting free CEO. I mean SEO.
Yeah.
But at one point they did start selling like really cheap beanies and trucker caps. And I had to, I'm not a jerk, so I didn't automatically send them a cease and desist, but I did call their head office and asked to speak with the owner or director and like was like, "Hi,
She's
I'm
such a Karen.
I know, right? I'm such a Karen." So so I was just like, "Hi, I'm Canada Bliss Accessories, and I see you're selling like hats. And just so you know, I do have the trademark for it. And if you could get the CEO to give me a call back, I'd really appreciate clarifying this." They took it down from their site before they like CEO never called me, but they took it
You're a
down.
boss.
Oh,
You are
thanks.
like a crochet bully boss. I like that. Like, listen, this is my business. Can I talk to you?
Yeah. You can settle most things with a phone call or a letter and just like a courteous way of just saying, oh, like if your intent is not to be malicious or bad, I'm not trying to freaking incur lawyer fees, okay? I don't want to write a
Yeah.
cease and desist. So let's see here.
Oh, before you get the next question, and guys, if you want to get more into learning about crochet business and on how to make money, you can always book a free business consultation with Karen. That link will be down in the description box below.
Oh, thank you, Alysha. That is super sweet. Oh yes, and J Hook has a yarniversary about
Yep.
this. Yarniversity about this. I think it's about copyright, right?
Okay, want to read
Yeah.
this? I have a whole university about this. People are so surprised to find out the designers don't own your finished product. I mean, you made it. Of course it's yours. Yes, it's yours. These designers are thinking like, this is my pattern. You can't do nothing with it. As soon as you're done pressing print and publish your pattern, you have no rights to whatever anybody does with your pattern. They can put two boobs on the front of your pattern. It doesn't matter. It's theirs now.
That's
You're right, Reggie.
I know. Well, that's so great. Thanks for that, Reg.
David says, a well-known crochet YouTuber made a tutorial based on an old design, admitting it was not his. And another YouTube posted another tutorial claiming the design was hers. Fan drama. Well, with copyrights and for patterns, you can actually recreate and make a tutorial on an old pattern if it's 70 years past the design date. That's what it is, 70 years old or something like that. And then you can republish that pattern as if it's brand new again. And you
Isn't
know what?
it like 50 years after the author is dead? Something like,
I think that's for books or something. It's something like that. It's a whole bunch of decades. We'll just say that. A lot of years. People are dead that made the pattern.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody loves fan drama. Forget about it. There's nothing they can do about it.
I know. Just like, my rule of thumb is like, know where your intent is. Nobody's trying to rip anybody off. We're all trying to like be creative and share. And I know we want to like share each other's stuff. So like if you're doing a tutorial, give credit. Like if I'm going to crochet Alysha's slippers, I'm going to be like totally get the thing off of her site, but I'm going to crochet these slippers because they're awesome, you know?
Yeah, my one friend just came to me, Shannon Given. She was like, hey, I love your slipper tutorial. She does graph gan. She's like, could I make a graph gan out of your slippers? I'm like, I've never heard of that. Do it.
But you're like that, Alysha. You're all like, yeah, do it. You're not asking me to, right? If it's you doing it, you go right on ahead.
You do
as long as it's not more work for me.
Basically. Patricia says, YouTube is the best. It's how I've learned to crochet in the past 2 years. Thanks to tutorials, especially you ladies. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Actually, YouTube is how I became a better crocheter to become a YouTuber. That makes sense?
Yes.
I considered myself a beginner for like until I was 30, 32 years old. I'm 41 now. And I'm like, I'm just a beginner. But if you notice basic 4 crochet stitches, as long as you have a good pattern, designer or whatever, you can crochet anything.
I know. Oh my gosh, look at us. We're like we could do the Alicia Karen marathon. It's almost 2 hours. But I know, but like there's another one here. Like let me just
We'll get all
here,
the
let me just
questions.
address this one.
My girl, I love it. Go
Unapologetic
ahead.
unapologetically mocha crochet and crafts. As soon as someone takes a pattern and makes a single change, it's considered a new pattern. Kind of shady, but legal. Well, let me just say though, in terms of fashion, if you need to change at least 50% if you were planning on rewriting the whole thing on your own and redistributing it in a written format as your own. Just,
Mhm.
just so if you're planning on redistributing a already written designed piece, that like
I
at
think
least, yeah,
I
that's a
think that
federal
theory is
law.
that comes almost from like the whole laws with making recipes.
Mhm.
You can make a recipe, but if you change one ingredient in it, it's a brand new recipe. I can come out with a brand new cupcake with Dunkin', but just add cinnamon, and now it's brand new.
But you should rewrite the whole thing again and
Hmm.
like put all the nuances of what original qualities you bring to it,
But
you
we're not
know?
saying this is right. This
Yeah.
morally correct and legal and stuff. It's try
Yeah.
your best. If you're inspired by somebody, please give them credit.
Yes.
But if it's a crochet washcloth, of course it's been made before. It's a square. You don't got to
Oh.
give anybody credit.
Oh, I was gonna. Oh, like okay. Let's see here what we have here. Wow, I'm learning so much. Thank you for wonderful. Thank you, ladies, for
You're
sharing your
welcome.
knowledge. Oh, my pleasure. I just love it. I could talk
She has my
business.
name. I like her.
I didn't know until recently that copyright on the song Happy Birthday to You has expired until 2016. You couldn't perform it on TV. Oh, well, I should delete my performance of it. I'm just kidding.
No, you're good. When did you do it?
I'm just kidding. I didn't sing Happy Birthday. Relationships with other YouTubers, great way to increase your audience. Some high profile people have made tutorials with my patterns, and I've interviewed some great people too. That's awesome, David.
Ooh, hey, David. I'm always needing help. If you want more traffic back to your Etsy shop, anybody.
You know,
Being a YouTuber is a lot of work, and coming out with new patterns is completely hard. But if you would like your pattern featured on my channel, leading back to your Etsy shop, leading back to your blog, let me know. We can work something out. And
oh
if
yeah,
you don't understand how you get traction from YouTube, like how can I get money from a free pattern on YouTube? I'll show you my analytics. All my patterns on YouTube are free, but they all link back to my Etsy shop and makes me lots of money. So if you're ever interested in that, send me an email, littlejohnyawns@gmail.com. It can actually probably help me a lot and hopefully help you too. Let's work together.
yeah. I'm the
You, David.
oh gee,
You,
can
David.
I do a show to you guys if you want to do the same? I'd be happy to help you with your patterns, and I'd be happy to link back to you on Instagram if you want me to with the link sticker. I'd be happy to help you out. And I do Addy patterns too. I'm actually anyone want to share Alicia, I should do your Addy patterns. You're the
Go
boss
ahead. Go ahead.
girlfriend. Like your double Dutch pattern.
Oh,
I'm gonna
thank
make a
you.
turban with that. You
Thank
like
you.
you are the queen in that area. Let me just see this.
Erin, I was selling a beverage insulator and I used the word cozy. FYI, do not do that. You can't use the word cozy, 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 or anything that sounds like it. It got the email, oops.
What?
Yeah, because it's copyright. Because I remember when this happened to Erin. This is my coworker, Erin. Cozy, I forget which one it is. The one that she spelled is copyrighted. It's a brand. So she
Really?
had, yeah,
All three of these cozy, cozy, and cozy? Or anything
crazy.
that sounds like you have to call it a beverage insulator?
Yeah, somebody was
Dang.
smart on that one and copyrighted that. It's a more complicated version of this. Remember when the whole crochet Yoda was going on? Everybody
Mhm.
had to name it Alien Child because crochet Yoda was copyright infringement. Actually, the doll you shouldn't have been allowed to make because that is intellectual property. But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, she
Yes.
made these
Oh,
great little cozies and she couldn't name them that.
yeah. Oh, David was just saying none of us can offer legal advice. That is absolutely correct. None
Yes.
of us can offer legal advice. We're only sharing with you things we are aware of and should not be substituted with legal counsel, just so you know. Thank you for that.
David, you're amazing for giving us this disclaimer. Who knows what could have happened? Like,
She's
I
like,
was listening to Karen and Alysha.
he's like, I better help them out. They both had a couple drinks.
Take another sip, Karen, before you read.
Let's see here. Alysha. Okay. So David sent you an email about that. About collabing. Super duper. We're always up for a good collab. Or Alysha's always up for. I am too, guys. Please, Addie or Crochet Pattern. Do you want to shout out? You got it, y'all. Okay.
How many views right now? Everybody, right now, please subscribe to Karen's channel. Karen's channel is one of the only channels out there that's right now telling you the honest truth about a crochet business. Her channel is dedicating how you get your business running, started, continued, and growing. There's not too many out there. Please, if you want to learn how to sell your finished handmade items, Karen is a girl. Make sure you click down the link below to get a free consultation with her.
Oh, thank you, Alysha. You're so articulate.
Oh, thank you.
You're like, wow, really?
I know. The way I did that, I'm like, I know I'm tipsy right now. I'm like, turn off tipsy.
Yeah.
Turn on tipsy.
But it's so funny because you're like, you naturally have this like articulate speaking ability. So good for you.
I use it so much on YouTube.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm thinking about making a crochet pattern. I hope you make one. Thank you, David. Okay, keep on going. I forgot to thumb you ladies. Oh, I was like, what's thumb? Is that the thing with the foot?
David, ew. Come on, David. We're gonna get demonetized. Please. Okay, guys, if you have any crochet related questions, we're just being silly. We're probably gonna wrap it up in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Any crochet related questions, please ask us right now. Right now, we're having a ball.
Oh, thank you. I don't know enough to ask. Okay, VJ, that's why you have to ask. If you have any kind of questions that you're trying to help learn for yourself, please feel free. Don't ever feel like you can't ask.
At all. The question is usually, where do I start? That is always a question. So just ask her that and she'll work you through it. Karen is not like a Doberman. She doesn't bite at all. She's more like a little tiny kitten. She's real sweet, kind, and open to anything you have to say. Don't be afraid of it.
And I encourage you to explore and to test your limits. Like the only reason, one of the huge reasons why I started my YouTube and my crochet consulting business is because I wanted to be able to help people who didn't. I know a lot of the stuff I do, people wouldn't try. Because I used to do bold. Can you say ASS on the on
yeah, you can say ass. That doesn't get demonetized. That's like one of the good words. Ass, shit, and I think that's it.
My viewers don't usually watch me I've never sworn outright, but bold A kind of things. That I didn't know, I mentioned earlier at the very beginning of this, I didn't have retail experience. So you know what I did? I joined Fashion Group International. Okay, an international, it's founded in New York City. So it's and Rebecca Mingenkoff, or it's members of this thing. And they have a Toronto chapter. And I was like, I'm going to go to this Toronto chapter. I'm going to schmooze with everybody and everybody who has anything to know about fashion. Cause I'm going to know now. I got to know. I'm 40. I don't have time to pussyfoot around this, right? I got to figure this stuff out. So I went for it. And then whenever somebody was like, yes, I'm CEO of Toronto Fashion Week. And I'd be like, poop. Okay. And then I just there's a big luxury department store in Toronto called Holt Renfrew. So you Canadians know what Holt Renfrew is because it's the Barney's of Canada, right? Or the Macy's, the whatever, right?
So big store.
Yeah, it's pretty good, you know.
No crumbs.
Yeah, Drake shops there. It's but anyway, it's they're like that. So I met like the VP of fashion there, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna ask her. She'll talk to me. So I'd like beeline it for these people and be like, "Hi, my name is Karen Valoria," and blah blah blah. And then I go, "Can I take you to lunch?" And then some people are so gracious, and some are not. But like, if you're too shy to ask, you will never know. But some people were gracious enough to do what I will now do for anybody who wants to know how to do, like, do you want your line curated? I understand this now. Do you want like to know how to source for the stuff you need? Like, I'm not hiding it, because most fashion people will keep their trade secrets to themselves because they don't want you working with the suppliers there, because they're hard to find, right? But now you have Etsy. Like, a lot of things are easier. You just let me help you if you want to have a question. Don't be shy.
That's what I love about every venture that you've taken in your life. I don't want to say you have a big set of balls, because those things are sensitive and break. You have a big vajayjay. You have
it's the widest thing you've ever seen.
And it gets the job done. Like saying the other thing, those are sensitive. They break.
I use it as a hood on rainy days. That was a crazy joke.
Yeah, I forget what I was going to say, but you are amazing. The fact that what's scary in most people, that holds most people back, you put up your hood and you just go in there and you do it. You're like, yeah, I talked to the president, the CEO, the vice. You're like, I'll figure it out. My favorite story, if you don't mind telling it.
You tell it.
No, and you tell it better, because I'm going to mess it all up. You were, you had a hat in your purse, and you had a hat for a celebrity. You were just carrying it around. What was the story?
Do you remember that dinner for entertainment? Yes. Like, it was and it was a networking event.
Before you start, guys, this is a story on taking advantage of an opportunity and being prepared. Go.
Okay. First of all, I was almost not going to attend this, but my husband was like, "You just need to go. Karen can stop like, pussyfooting around." I'm like, okay. And then when I was building my business, whenever I go out to a networking event, or any event, even if I was just going to like a party, I would put 2 of my top selling hats into my purse. Okay. So this is my night purse. So I got my my purse on. And I went to this like fashion event. It was at the Thompson restaurant in Toronto. And then I went there and I got seated at the same table as the host of Entertainment Tonight Canada. And it was Cheryl Hickey. And she was there. And immediately she was like, "Oh, let's find out more about each other, and who are we?" And we just we went round table. I'm telling you, when it got to my turn, I was like, "Hi, Cheryl. I love your show. I'm the owner and founder of Canada's Bliss, blah, blah, blah. I just launched this and that." And I go, "And I would love for you to consider wearing one of my hats. And I brought one for you." And I pulled out my bijou alpaca jeweled hat, and I gave it to her. And I'm telling you, everyone at the table was like, "This girl has the audacity to do." But her stylist was sitting at the table too, and she's just like, "Props, girl." They were like, "Do you have anything?" And I'm like, "And I brought one for your daughter too." That night I brought 3 hats. It's like I went to her daughter and she was like, "Wow, thank you." I'm like, "Oh, I have a picture. I haven't even posted on my new Instagram." I'm like, I have to put it on there, but we got a picture together. And then I saw another picture I saw Jessica Mulrooney sitting she's the daughter-in-law of our former prime minister. And also she was best friends with Meghan Markle. So I'm like, oh my God, she's got the in with Meghan Markle, because she got Centiller jackets onto Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton, right?
Yeah.
Kate Middleton. So I beelined it for her after dessert. And I'm like, "Hi there, I'm Karen Valoria, and I have a hat for you." And I gave her one of my alpaca hats, and we took a picture together. We selfied. We're like, we're like this now.
Not this, but this. It's close enough.
But yeah, but like I used to take every opportunity I could to network at every event I had. Sometimes you give away a hat and oh well, like this girl
Oh.
Julie Black, I met her on a radio interview, and she's a singer. I don't know if she's popular in US, but she's an R&B and singer in Canada. But she was being interviewed the same day I was on a Sirius XM radio show, and I gave a hat to her. You know, she didn't wear it, but sometimes you give a hat to, like, I gave one to Marcus Schreiber. You know, the guy from what's his Blackish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave a hat to.
Let's play game. Let's play. Name famous people who has a hat on that has put on a cannibalist hat. We got the guy from Blackish.
Okay. Let's start with all of Blackish because I bet
everybody from Blackish has their hat on.
So I have like Anthony Anderson, Yara Shahidi, Martine. What's the little girl's name?
Oh, the one that had a movie. I know you're talking about, the youngest daughter of the twin. Her.
Yeah, and then Marcus Schreiber. And I gave one to him and I didn't expect it. He was like, I can't put one on because I'm growing my hair for this movie. And I'm like, that's fine. Just keep it. You're so cute. I told him he's cute.
Yeah.
He's so sweet. Marcus Schreiber, sweet. Seriously. Oh. Apparently he's dating Yara Shahidi now. But anyway, yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. And then like a week later, he sends me a shot from LA from his Instagram pictures, and he's wearing the hat, like got my hat on. I'm like, oh, Marcus, you're so
remembered.
Cute.
Wait, you got Whoopi, you got what's Viola Davis, you have girl, there are famous people in Karen's hats right now and in her DMs.
Oh yes, that's the name. Sorry, Marseille Martin. I have Marseille Martin. Yes, thank you, my dear. So yeah. Oh, where? Hello, ladies. Where can I have my crochet work critiqued? Is that a thing? Absolutely. You know, we should have then we should do a live where we do that for anybody who wants it, right?
Don't see why not.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, Kate Middleton. You're so funny.
I'm my gosh. Tipsy.
Thank you, Perfectly Imperfect Crochet. Just subscribe to Karen Blind View to the Little Johns. Glad you got. Thank you. Liquid lunch. Seriously, it's coming in handy now. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Sylvia, girl. Whew, man, I'm struggling. Any other good questions? What's going on in here?
Okay.
I'll try to read. It's so hard. I got to focus with my glasses.
Have to go. Thanks, ladies, for the wonderful live. My pleasure. Maybe we should. Did you want to wrap things up?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We're good. And guys, remember, if you want to start your own crochet business, learn how to turn your hobby into your career, like we both did. This is what we do full time. This is what we do. Make sure you click down in a link below and have a free consultation with Karen. There is no, what's it called? Loops you have to jump through. No, I don't know. Just click the link.
You and me on a call. I'm here to help when you think you might be ready to get some help.
Yeah.
No pressure. Seriously.
Okay, I'll let you wrap everything up and I'll just sit here quietly and drink the last of this.
Oh, okay. So I don't know how you usually wrap. So just guys, if you're not already subscribed to Alysha's channel, do so. But I mean, she's amazing. And then if you're not already subscribed to mine, I hope you consider it Karen V. Miguel. Woo, woo. And then if you were thinking about building a side gig or a main gig, selling the things you love, or like just trying to sort of get it out there, let me help you. Honestly, I just want people to not have to go through what I went through. It gives me pleasure knowing that people get through things with ease a little bit more, like just knowing the next direction that they have to take. And I understand they were like, oh my God, I've seen all those other courses you can take. Honestly, I understand that people want to build things that are uniquely for them. And that's why I do things one-on-one, because I like to bring out the best of what people want to put into their business. It's like, I'm not trying to make a one size fit all, follow this exact. There's some main things you need to know absolutely when you start a business so you don't make any huge mistakes, right? But it saves you so much more time and money, because the biggest thing I hear is that, oh, I'll do it, and then I just have to sell a few more things. If you want to sell a few more things, you'll sell it sooner and you'll spend less. If you have clear direction and you get a little bit of help, honestly, the way I started, like I really blew my business up was to go find people who did what I did and did it better, and or just did what I kind of want to do. And that's why I went to all these network events, right? And started
Yeah.
giving people, because you have to find, like, I wanted to do that. So anyway, I'm here for you in
I
that way.
forgot. Did you want to do your last giveaway, or was that for
Oh,
another thing?
right. Guys, I
Before,
mentioned
guys, don't leave.
don't
And
leave
Sylvia
yet.
says something funny. Take care, stay lubricated. Don't leave,
Yeah.
Sylvia.
Don't
We
leave,
have
Sylvia.
one more giveaway.
Sylvia, yes, I want to draw again. I want to, wait, what? I want to give away, like I mentioned, Big Magic. I'm hoping you will build your repertoire of resources and all that kind of thing on and use, and I'm going to give an Amazon gift card away. So, you guys, so let's ask a good trivia question.
How
Let
about
me
you just
think.
let somebody scroll. Just put little or Karen V and just select one of them.
Yeah,
No,
or
I'm with
let's,
you.
you know what? Just who am I interviewing with right now? What's her first name, y'all? Hashtag her first name.
My
Okay,
first name.
her first name, and I'm gonna set up the screen share right now. Now,
So,
while you're getting entries in, go ahead and type who I'm talking to on this live,
so
y'all.
not my YouTube name, but my first name.
Yeah, just her first name. Hashtag her first name. Okay, so.
Misspelling's okay. Is misspelling's okay?
Oh
Because
yeah.
my name is tough.
Well,
Okay.
you have to spell it properly with the Y, or else
Oh,
it won't pick it up. Okay. So make
gotta
sure
spell
you
it
spell it
properly.
correctly with the Y. That's a big hint.
Yeah. Nobody ever spells it with the Y.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
guys, only the people who spell it with hashtag her first name with a Y. Go ahead and then it's an S after the Y. Guys,
I see my name. People are spelling my name correct. I'm amazed.
it's yeah, Y, and there's an S after the Y. So go ahead and look at what you've entered and make sure you got that in correctly. And we gotta, because there's a $25 gift certificate here for you to apply to whatever's in your inbox. And I hope you put Alysha's great books in the inbox, because those are there. Okay. So let me get this set up. Do we have?
Okay.
Okay, I
I'll
think we
chit
got it.
chat while she's getting this all set up. Okay,
Yeah.
she's pulling up the screen.
Oh, here.
Man, this has been a long live stream. I'm so
I
shocked.
can't believe we did a 2.5 hour live stream.
2.5 hours. Usually
Wha-
my live streams are only about an hour, but I know every time I have a dual live stream, we just get to chatting and can't
Oh,
stop.
yeah.
It's enjoyable. I
You
can't
know
lie.
what,
I love it.
Alysha, if you could put on your community what they'd like to hear more about, like, did they want shop critiques? Let's see if they want to do shop critiques. I'd love to
Find
do one with
out.
you if you want. So let's see. Anyway, okay,
I
here
see
we
a lot of correct answers. You
okay,
can,
me
you guys
too.
know my name. I appreciate it.
You gotta go where everybody knows your
Your
name.
name.
Did I spell it right here?
Where are you? Alysha?
SHA. Alysha. Last second, and start collecting comments. Oh wait, I'm sharing the wrong screen, my dear. I'm sharing yours. Here we go.
Yeah, there we
And the
go.
giveaway tool. Here we go.
Come
Start.
on. Here we go.
Alysha. This is how you spell it, y'all. Those last people who decided to stick with us, draw.
All my teachers called me Ashley. I'm like, no, it's Alysha. Thank God for Alicia Keys. So that helped a lot when she came out.
Some people want it all. Cherise, my dear. Okay, I'm gonna put my email. Feel free to send me an email, Karen V Miguel at bell.net. I'll put that in the comments below. And I will send you your Amazon gift card. And I apologize. I think it's in Canadian funds, but you can apply it in the American shop. It's just there's a difference in, like, slight difference in currency. But hey,
Oh, and if you for some reason can't copy and paste her email right there, and you're on my live stream or hers, you can still email me at littlejohnyarns@gmail.com.
yes,
Friend, Well, the links are all down below. So Karen's email or my email, you'll get your gift card. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
you will get it, Charisse. And friends, I don't know if you have anything else that you usually mention again, but I just
No?
pretty much say, okay, don't forget to catch our next video. And thank you. Have a healthy, safe, and happy hand making life. Bye, everyone. I love you all.
Bye.
Okay, here we go.